I said we were going to start going at 8:40, and you got here at
Oh,
exactly 8:40.
yeah, buddy.
So last session, a lot. I mean, you beat Harpy Mommy, which was good. Uh, Zergo ate Harpy Mommy, which was maybe good. I'm not sure yet. He went on a joyride. Uh, Khan kind of asked you to be friends, or maybe he said that you were friends with. I can't remember. I was having an out of body experience. But I think that he said that he wanted to be your friends, or that you were Zergo's friends, and that like he wasn't going to eat you at the very least, which I think is about as good as you're going to get out of that guy. Um, and then there actually was a lot. Hold on, Majorana, that whole thing. I'm not even going to get into that. That whole thing. I forgot about that. Oh man. Oh god. I probably
Real
could have held
bad.
that card. I could have held that card up my sleeve a little longer. I should have held on to that one for a couple more arcs. Um, that I'm experiencing trauma right now. Hold on. Majorana happened, and then Gibraltar. He offered Jax a pact, not necessarily in the warlock sense, but more so in trade for information, a binding agreement for important information. And that was where we left off. I had said, let's take 2 weeks to figure out what we want to do next. I hope that we did decide what we wanted to do next. I have no idea if we did. Uh,
We
I
also
was
found out
too
that
busy.
the Tuscan guy is was a patron of my siren.
Elias.
Yeah.
Yeah, and no, that's what I was talking about when I was like, "Oh no, I'm experiencing trauma." I also like maybe I should. It's okay. I forgot all about that bit. I have so much fun playing Gibraltar that took up all of my mental energy, and I totally forgot that I did that to you. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so hold on, a couple key pieces. Venley, you have not told Valen that.
No, I don't think at least at this point, I haven't told
You
anybody.
have. I don't think you have. Yeah, like you went back to camp,
Mhm.
and I think you went off by yourself. And I don't even know if we I don't even know if we really. You came out of the water. You hung out with Kiwi, and I think you were separate. I think you kind of
Yeah.
separated yourself from the group. Um, I don't need to. Zergo's not here, but if he was, he would probably have been napping the whole time. So that's not super important. Um, I feel like Soleil was kind of a little bit separated from the role play at the end. Was there anything that you wanted to know or do or think or see?
Well, so she was there when we were reading the book. She got enough information to know that like there was some real serious evil shit going down that I think she would have like pulled out her staff and made the tree and just slept under the tree because I think she was like, what the fuck is going on? Like there's some serious evil shit that she did not comprehend. So I think she would have just sort of
And you're speaking towards Khan, right?
yes. Yes, the book
Primarily
that we
with that,
read
you're
for
talking about the
Khan. Yeah. Yeah. That
oh,
she was
and
like,
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about that book that
yeah,
yes, Belias, the that book with Venley. Yes,
yes.
I remember now. I forgot about that too. You did role play last session. There was a lot of crap that happened last session. Good
Yeah,
God,
it
2 weeks
was
is a long time.
very yeah, it was real yeah.
It was like a series. It
I
was like
really
a.
just jammed it in there.
It was like the episode before series finale, like all, and then it's like a cliffhanger for 2 weeks. That's where we left off at.
I think this might have been this. This was like season 1 finale. I
Yeah.
think I only just started recording, which is kind of inconvenient, but that's fine. Um, Probably should have started sooner. So you pull out your ring and you go ahead and like let that manifest into the sprig of the heartwood tree. That kind of forms up. Does that make Soleil feel like more comfortable?
Yeah, for sure. I think she just wanted to feel a little bit of like especially feeling like, ooh, gosh, there's some serious evil here that she doesn't understand. Like, she hasn't experienced this kind of evil. I don't even know what it is. Like, I don't know if she would understand, but she was just like, oh, I just want to feel like I'm home under a tree, sleeping in the woods, like feeling like I'm home.
So you curl up under this sprig of the hardwood tree that kind of manifests into a decent sized tree. It kind of just pulls up out of the ground with these kind of like auburn golden leaves. And it almost radiates like a little bit of warmth. And I guess it allows you to feel more comfortable, more like you're back in the Asagi forest. Jax, as we go through the night, because I think that we're technically still at the beginning of the night. Is there anything you do?
Yeah, so I was telling Soleil and Valen like out of like Discord, but like I was gonna talk to them a teeny bit about like the contract and everything, and I obviously want Valen to come with me at dawn, talk to Gibraltar. Do you guys want to know anything? Because I would briefly talk to you guys about it. I wouldn't show you the entire contract, but I would ask you guys like a few things about it though. But
Yeah, I think Soleil would. I mean, if you wanted to chat with her, she would be available.
yeah, so I would basically, because I'll probably be asking Valen more questions like about the patron itself, just so I don't end up like in any like bad contracts or anything. But I would like
You
one
shouldn't
of the
ask
questions.
that.
I mean, yeah, like so what did you do so I don't do it basically? But what do you think about Gibraltar? Oh, Jackson basically asked. Like, what do you think of him? Do you think he's evil? Do you think I should even go through with this deal? Because I feel like knowing this information will be able to help out a lot, like with good, if I'm able to do this.
Well, usually patrons want something from you. So it's not an equal partnership. Usually, like, you get power or you get favor, but then there's a huge cost at the end of it. So if you can manage that, if you can manage the cost of it and not be absorbing it, then I think you'll be all right. But that's that's my experience with it.
I would be able to make sure that you, all of our friends, anyone in Costa del Sol, and any innocent life won't be harmed. I don't know anything outside of that, but I don't know. I feel like that's a pretty good deal.
And make sure you add in there, do not kill man in bathroom and pull his pants down. That's add that little red line in there.
I mean, if he's innocent, then this should be fine. But if he's guilty, does it really matter how he does?
No, I can do the pants pulling though. That's my job.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't force me to do anything like that, but we'll have to see.
I mean, Jax. I mean, it's completely up to you, buddy. If you think it's a good idea, you want to get knowledge and things like that, we'll have your back if you end up, doing something crazy.
Okay. Just make sure to come out with me at dawn then, Dalen. And then after that, I'm going to go talk to Soleil then about this her stuff.
All right.
So what do you think about this, Soleil? Do you think I should like go through with this? Like, what do you think?
I mean, I don't know a lot about patrons because haven't dealt in that area before. The only experience I have, it seems like, is with very seriously evil beings. But if you feel like it might be beneficial both ways, or you feel like it might help our crew that's struggling with those things, then, I trust your judgment in that way.
Yeah, because I think this would also help too, because I'm trying to also get information about how to maybe sever someone's patron too, and if it comes to it, if we could maybe even forcibly remove what's like inside of Zergo, maybe that could help us out. But I don't really know. I wanted to figure out just some information on it because I know in there, like I don't like Zergo, but he's not a bad guy. But with how things are going, I can't in good conscience just like let what's going on go on.
I think if you feel like this is a power for good, and you think that you can get some good out of it, then I think you should go with your gut. I trust your judgment. I think besides trying to shoot Gibraltar before, I think you've made pretty good choices. So I think besides that, you're doing pretty good. So I, trust your judgment, trust your guts. I support you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Soleil. I'm really trying to give this thought, and I don't want to be too impulsive with some of these things, especially when it is in regards to the crew. I
Well, I
make a
think
lot of decisions for myself sometimes, but I
yeah,
really want to make sure it doesn't harm any of you guys.
I think you're making the right call because, like we've seen with this weird snake god with Zergo, I don't know what happened. I feel like I missed something because now all of a sudden there's like a snake demon that jumps out of his stomach and just flies around. But besides that, I think all the other choices have been pretty good. So I think as long as you're not agreeing to a snake demon god coming out of your stomach, I think you're probably okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't have anything to do with that, and I'm trying to make sure that there's a lot of stipulations like regarding it too. But I mean, we'll see. I'll let you know what me and Balin end up finding out.
Okay,
If
I
you wanted
trust you,
to speak
Jax.
to Venley, I do believe that she would be. Oh, I'm sorry for interrupting. If you wanted to speak to Venley, I do think that she probably isn't at wherever you have actually made camp. So you'd have to like go out your way to like find her. I think I would also let Caitlin say that that's not true. But the way we left it off, I think that she's actually camping like on the other side of the island. Small island, it's not that far, but I don't think that she's right in camp, to my knowledge. Do you feel like that's true?
Yeah,
Or
I
do you feel
think
like
at
you're gonna
least
return?
for the night I would, and then I think kind of after morning or rest would kind of go back and touch base with Soleil, but we can do that later.
If Jax wanted to, you could seek out Venley if you wanted her input. But she's not at camp, so you couldn't just be like, "Hey, Venley." You screamed loud enough; she might hear you, though. The island is really small.
I think it depends because one, I don't want to make this a huge thing because I don't want everyone in the crew knowing. I just kind of wanted like this like the close circle. Like he would tell Benley, but if you notice, because like I noticed that Benley is obviously having a hard time because of the stuff she figured out with her dad and everything. If she seems like very distant and she doesn't like seem very talkative, like if she seems kind of like she has a shield up a little bit, then I don't think he'd talk to her. So I really just depend. Like it kind of depends on that.
I think that all those things would be completely logical steps to Jack's figure. I think that's Jax would be completely in the that's a reasonable thing to think about Benley at this particular moment. I think so. If you wanted to just take your long rest and then do whatever you're going to do tomorrow with Gibraltar, we could do that.
Yeah, let's go.
Arlo, are you able to talk? Or are you not able to talk?
Yeah, I'm good.
Is there anything you want to add?
I'm just gonna like write down everything that happened and put it inside the gourd and everything like that, and kind of brew as much more alcohol as I can.
Okay, there's plenty. You still have that bag of holding, so I'm not even really keeping track because you have like many hundreds of pounds of that worm root. So for the time being, you're good to keep just making that. It's a temp HP. I have to go back and look to see what benefit that gave. You should probably save that, hold on to that in like a.
It was
You should.
the one was 5 temporary hit points. I forget what the other one was.
Yes. I can work up. I have so many different projects going on, but I should make like a little book of all the recipes. But besides that, you guys take your long rest. Not necessarily any need for you to take watch on this little tiny island. But would you take watch regardless of that?
Jax
This
would love
isn't a
to.
trap. That
Yeah, I
sounded like a
feel like
trap. It wasn't a trap.
I feel like Soleil being sort of staying out under the tree would probably keep at least somewhat of an eye out, maybe sleep a bit, but probably keep a little bit of an eye out.
If you feel like you would be up like half awake or something, really any of you could give me. The island's so small. If you feel like you're, not completely just I'm out. Like I wouldn't ask Serco to make this check, but any of you guys, if you feel like your character would be kind of half awake, kind of alert, you can make a perception check.
23.
No,
Rabbit ears, man.
That's what
It's the
it is.
rabbit ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 17.
I actually got a 17.
On a 16 or up, probably around like 2 to 3 o'clock, there'd be a period of like about 2 minutes where you would hear singing that sounds like it's like kind of towards the south side of the island by where you entered into the tower. It's far enough away where you wouldn't be able to see singing. But it's this like beautiful, I would go so far as to say it's this almost like angelic voice singing off to the south out at the base of the island. And I think on a 23 at the very least, there's like a little bit of bravado, a little bit of graveliness in there that kind of sneaks in from time to time. And it's obviously Gibraltar. But besides that, nothing happens. You guys wake up the next day as the sun rises and go about the rest of this adventuring day. What do you guys do?
Well, I think that they would head back to camp and touch base with Soleil. Especially kind of about like what we read and like, oh goodness, it was a lot. It's been a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, are you okay? I know you were kind of went on your own. Are you okay?
Yeah, just kind of trying to process, everything that we read. Are you okay? It's been kind of a lot nonstop, and we haven't really had a lot of chance to process anything.
Yeah, it's been kind of hard because I actually really care about you guys, and it seems like there's I don't know, with this snake thing, it seems like there's some serious like evil happening. That's all I kind of got from that book. I don't know a lot about like other religions and like patrons and like gods and things like that, but it seems very rough. And um I want you all to be safe, and it seems like we're in a little bit of danger here. um I'm worried about this shard. What do you think?
Yeah, it seems like everybody keeps talking about of like how powerful it is, and like I definitely don't want to give it to the Elven Prince, but I also like, what is giving it to the other people gonna get it back to the Pirate King? I don't think I like him either. Like, he allows bad things to happen, or at least is fine with it, it seems like.
Yeah, and I'm kind of concerned. I mean, I'm concerned with a lot of the pirates we met because most of them don't seem very nice. But I also am worried if we keep the shard that either between you and me, that Valen and Jurgo, like, I don't know if Jurgo's gonna try to eat it or if Valen's gonna try to give it to that thing that makes his face all weird, or like, I don't know, but I'm concerned about if we keep it or if we give it, but I think we need to keep it safe.
Yeah. Could maybe not.
What
I
do you
don't know
think?
if we find a good place, like for somebody to keep it on them, where it's maybe more hidden. But I don't know what that would be.
I mean, my ears are pretty big. I probably could like shove it down inside one, and I don't think anyone would see it.
That's true.
You know?
Although, yeah, it does make you see really bad things. But maybe it wouldn't make you see bad things. Maybe I don't know. I feel like there's got to be somebody that can touch it and be okay.
I mean, we could give it a try, right? Like worst case scenario, I see something bad, and I'm like, oh God, take it back. You know?
Yeah,
Like I don't
I
want
can
this.
like mage hand it out, and I can put it in with mage hand and like take it out with mage hand.
Yeah, we could try. Let's try that because I'm concerned if we leave it with the crew. I'm concerned what may happen.
So how does touching it change things? I don't know if Jax overheard this, but I guess Jax is just saying this now.
I think that's
Do you-
when it. Sorry, go
Do you
ahead.
think that it would be you'd speak about this freely enough for Jax to overhear it without making a roll? And he's gone.
Yeah. I don't know if we would because I feel like I'm concerned enough about everyone in the like anyone in the troop having, tangible hold of it. But
Yeah, I don't think if we were not already at least a little bit separated, I think I would have grabbed Soleil, like been like, let's go a little bit further, just because I wanted to check into on like what we read, and not sure how to handle that yet.
I'll let him know when he comes back. There he is. I don't think he'd probably.
My bad.
I don't think you'd overhear this conversation unless you specifically went out of your way to try to overhear the conversation.
I would have.
Jax.
So yeah, I didn't hear it.
so should we try to go take it and hide it, you think? Or at least for now until we figure out what to do?
How would we do that? Doesn't Jax have the thingamajig?
He has it in the bag of holding, I believe.
Does he have that on him?
Yes.
I don't know if we could do it. We might need to plan.
We could
a little
ask.
bit.
I mean, we could ask him. If he says no, then we can figure it
True,
out.
we can get a logic. I think this is a logical argument.
It's like when you see a door, you like knock on the door, you open it. You don't try to like, magic it open. Sometimes you can just unlock it and open the door.
That's true.
The one thing I will say out of character is that Soleil knows that one of the questions I'm asking Gibraltar is like what the soul stones kind of are.
Oh yeah.
So like he will find out kind of like what it's about like in a little bit, but because like I don't think because he doesn't really have an idea what it is right now either. But
Yeah, let's go talk to Jax because I think we should. At least see what the troop is up to.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
So we go to the troop.
Okay.
You guys will be able to find Jax. He'd be in the camp, I presume. Anyway.
I'm gonna say me and Valen are talking and getting ready to talk to Gibraltar.
Hey Jax, do you have like a minute? Can we talk about the stone for a minute before you go?
Yeah, we could talk about it briefly, but me and Valen are just working on the specifics basically about what we're gonna talk to Gibraltar about. But what is it? Is there something pressing we need to talk about?
I think Venley, tell me what you think, but I think we're a little bit concerned about the stone. We want to make sure it's in good hands. We're concerned about what it might mean to, if it goes to the wrong hands, to the elf or to the prince or to some crazy snake god,
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm totally with you. And honestly, I don't know a lot of information on it, but all I know is that it's pretty bad, and this could really cause an end to Costa del Sol and the whole world, honestly. But the main thing I'm really just worried about is that it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. That's the main reason why I want to give it to Abatash, is because I feel like otherwise it could fall into really bad hands and the whole world could be at jeopardy. I don't really like the Pirate King either. From what I heard, he seems very stuck up, and what I've heard in the Marines too, he seems pretty like stuck up and thinks of himself as a god. But these last few decades have still been really prosperous in this country, and I don't know. He definitely doesn't have like a truly evil will, it seems like. But I don't know. I really just want to make sure that Khan or none of these truly evil patrons or otherworldly beings get a hold of it, because at least as of now, the Pirate King isn't actually a god or a patron like the others. But I don't know.
This is playing the long game. Why has he had them hidden? Like, why did he have them in the first place? That's my question.
That's one of the questions that I really want to ask Gibraltar after this, because it seems like he really knows a lot about the Pirate King. He was talking about how he was the one that put him there in the first place, so he definitely has a history with him.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to tell everyone about what I hear about in a little bit, but
All right.
I really hope that Gibraltar just doesn't try anything funny when I get there.
Do you want to give the soulstone to one of us before you go meet with him so he doesn't try to take it? Or do you think he'll be, on the up and up with it?
I know for a fact that he wouldn't try to take it. I talked to him last night one-on-one alone. This was after we had our huge battle with the Harpy. If he really wanted to, he could have fought me there and taken it. He really just wants to fuck with me, and he really wants to get this contract signed with me too, because he's interested with tormenting me longer. But we'll see what really happens. But I promise you, I'll keep the thing safe, and Valen will come with me too.
Sounds like an awful contract. If he's interested in just tormenting you.
Well, we obviously need this information to kind of figure out what we're doing. I'm on the same page as you guys, and I wanted to give it to someone trustworthy. But as of now, I don't even know who is trustworthy or who I can give it to. And I think that if we're going to get anywhere with this and we're going to go down the right path, I feel like we need to figure out some information.
Yeah.
All right, stay
Maybe-
safe.
Yeah, maybe we can torment him back. I don't know, that'd be fun.
I try to fuck with him whenever I can, but he never breaks character. So I'll get him one day.
Are you ready, Jax?
Yep, let's get going. Here, let me attach this onto you real quick though, and I'm gonna attach like a little like it's like whatever you know when you go on stage or something, they put like a little mic on you a little bit. I put like a little like technological mic on you.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like a lapel.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give you enhanceability on your charisma rolls.
Oh, I appreciate that, Jack. You know what? Just for that, I'm gonna tell you something very very nice. You're a strong and capable man, and I give you bardic inspiration.
Thank you. Are you able to give yourself bardic inspiration though?
I don't think I can give myself.
Oh, never mind. If you can't, then yeah, I'll take it.
No, I can't. But I'll give it to you. You got a 1d8.
Appreciate it, Valen. Thank you. And I'll also give you guidance, but we'll get there.
Oh, and
So you guys did. What else do you have?
I'm gonna play a little medley. And any creature within 30 feet of me has advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed. So
That's probably wise.
yeah.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
So I'm just
After
playing
you
it in
guys
the
take
back.
necessary precautions, little just as you're walking towards the area where you initially met Gibraltar, it's out towards the south side of the island, a little bit closer to the coast. You start to hear the lapping of the waves as you get closer and closer to the shore. And in time, you eventually kind of can see through the tree line. You can see the kind of purple skinned standing out on the coast. He's just kind of standing on the shoreline where like his feet are just the waves are just kind of crashing over his feet. And he's just kind of looking out over the ocean.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. I can't hear.
Yeah, I can't hear anyone else.
Me?
No.
No.
Now a
Can you
little
hear me?
bit.
Yeah, now
Yeah,
I can hear
now.
No? You can hear me?
you. You keep cutting in
Weird.
and out a little bit.
What happened? Wait. Oh yeah, there's something. Hold on. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
It's
now?
a little better, yeah.
No?
Yeah, I'm starting to hear you a little better.
Well, let me. 1 second. Am I having technical difficulties? Just give me 1 second. I'll do it in Discord.
Oh my god. Valen, Tom, I just got it. I just got it when you wrote Valen Leto. I was like, oh, now it makes sense. I'm only like 30 minutes behind, but I got it now.
No worries. It's a challenge every week to come up with a different name.
I love it. I watched Morbius like the other day with Jared Leto.
Is it bad?
Oh,
I
God.
haven't seen it.
Listen, I mean, is it great? No. Is it the worst thing I've ever seen? No. So, you know.
Is it Orban time? Yes.
It's Morbin time. Yeah, that was a big meme.
Can you
I've
guys
seen
hear
a
me
lot
now?
worse. Yes,
Or
Yes.
is it still having? You can hear
we
me,
can hear you. Yes.
or is it still breaking up?
No, you're there. We can hear you.
Okay, I think there's something wrong with my mixer. I think. But we'll keep going. And if you can't hear me for some reason, we may need to take like a 5-minute break so I can sort it out, or try to sort it out anyway. That's working. So you guys see a naked, and I'm sorry, all this, is this audio coming through clear, or is it like choppy or anything?
You're
Okay.
good.
Thank you. So you guys make your way to the coast. You break through the tree line, and you see the outline, the back of Gibraltar, who's standing on the coastline naked, just letting the waves kind of lap over his feet. He's looking out over the ocean towards the blue sky. What do you do?
Yo, scumbag. Good morning. For you.
That's fair.
I mean, he told me that he was on a like fuck me last session. So like, I feel like this is pretty called for.
He turns his head. Oh, I didn't expect to be heckled. I'm indecent. Just give me a moment. And he kind of puts his hands over himself, and this like purple black flame kind of rushes over his skin, putting him back into the sort of formal suit attire that he was wearing when you first met him. And he says, you know, I've been locked in a tower for so long. I just, being out felt so freeing. I almost forgot about our little soiree we had today. Ice, you're prepared? And you've brought company. Hello, Valen.
Hello, Gibraltar.
I don't know if that was necessary, but have you
Oh.
considered our arrangement?
Yes, and honestly, I thought it was bullshit, so I came up with my own things. But I thought that you would be quite interested in what I'd be offering.
Well, let's hear it.
Well, as you know, Valen's my friend, but he also has a patron of his own, so he is somewhat of a patron lawyer, as you can see. So I'm going to be having him like show you all the fine prints of my contract, and I'm going to hand over the contract that I made up.
I got it right here.
So do you want me to read it? I could read it. I mean,
Yeah, I also want you like meta wise, like out of character wise, I want you to read it so you have the charisma like bonuses and stuff. So
oh. Maybe we should have brought Kiwi with us. Bird law and all.
we could say in hindsight, is Kiwi just there? Like Kiwi just there to help us with all the lawyering?
Little Kiwi's there over Valen's shoulder. Little glasses perched on its beak. No, that is not a canon event. It did not happen.
Okay. Okay. See, I have trouble reading words. Upon the cessation, of Braxton's mortal life, his soul shall enter the servitude of Gibraltar, infernal lord, for eternity. The servitude is acknowledged as a valuable offering to Gibraltar. Do you agree with section 1?
Could I just read it, perhaps?
Oh man, I wanted to read the whole. Here, just take it and I toss it over to him.
He catches it. He holds it up. Kind of mumbles to himself as he goes through it.
It's fairly standard, patron contract. You're not going to find any loopholes or anything in there. I had my cousin go over it telepathically, of course, because we're on an island. Letting you know it's all good.
Yes, of course. This seems fine.
Yes.
May I make amendments?
Depends what the amendments are.
I may.
But, well, if you add something, I might have to add them something or add extra favors.
I just want to let me see. Section 3. Neither party will engage in the exchange or use of knowledge. Yes. No. I have nothing to add. This seems fine. Do you want me to sign at the bottom?
Yes, I would. Actually, let me add. Did you already sign? Actually,
I have not. No.
I wanted to add like one stipulation, like out of character, like just in the case that he doesn't like have a lot of necessary knowledge to answer one of the questions, that I can replace it with another question / favor.
You can add this stipulation. That's fine.
Okay.
Now,
I'll add that quick and hand it back to him.
Since this has turned into not one, but 3 questions, I would like an additional favor of my one amendment. I think it's more than reasonable, wouldn't you say? You get 3, I get 2.
Well, that was the thing. I took away the favors. The favors that you'll get from me is after I die.
I get your soul, as previously stated, and then I give you more things than I originally stated in our verbal agreement, and then I get one less thing.
When in our verbal agreement, I was just doing one favor while I was alive. I like when I was
And
dead.
then I get your soul for all of eternity. See, here's the thing, Jax. I'm going to get your soul when you die. You're going to go to, you know where you're going to go. And when you go, after the thousands of years of you clawing and retching from the bottom of that disturbed sea, it will be me that brings you up. And at that point, you'll be begging me to take you back, to take you away. So that doesn't really seem like much of a bargain to me. That just seems like a guarantee. At that point, I'm just giving away things for free.
A quick question out of character. I thought that like me giving up my soul after death, I thought that was different than what he was doing. I thought that he was just like gonna torment me in hell. I didn't think that like I obviously was gonna be like a servant of his. And
He
wouldn't
doesn't
I
think
also,
he's going to need to. He doesn't think he's going to need to ask you to be a servant.
what about with what's it called? Like what about like in the physical world? Because I thought I was gonna be like a servant like in the physical world. Or is this like only in hell that I'm gonna be a servant for?
It says here in the contract that after the cessation of your mortal life,
Yeah.
then you'll be a servant. But you aren't going to be a servant in life, at least not stated in this current contract.
Oh, so like I wouldn't be able to like be like a remnant, like a dead remnant, like kind of like serving him, kind of like I wouldn't be almost like a zombie. I couldn't like be like that kind of in the physical world. Because that's what I
You
thought was going
could,
to happen.
but potentially with different. So in this contract that you have here,
Yeah,
you would like to be able to return to be a vessel
that's kind of what I was
post
saying
mortis.
is that he could kind of like, yeah, as long as he followed the stipulations of the contract where he couldn't like harm any innocent people, do anything like that, then yeah, that was kind of what I was saying. Because like I wasn't just saying like be a servant in hell, kind of just be like a fuck boy, kind of like for him. You know?
Fuck boy.
I mean, it's succubus. I mean, it's like at least something like that.
He's Incubus. Thank you very much.
Not bad.
Yeah, come on. I don't think that he likes the idea of you willingly giving yourself over, but I think he still would want favors in this life. You can debate it. You can debate it with him for sure, outside of the current dialogue that you're in.
I was about to say, can me and Valen debate him and then try to roll for it?
You can try. I think it'll be very, very high because I think that he's time is on his side. He thinks that he'll wait 1,000 years until you are so desperate that he'll pick you up out of that ocean. You'll say, yes, please take me. And then he'll drop you back in. He'll let another 500 years go by and he'll come back again, check on you. At that point, you'll be begging him to get you out of that situation. That's what he thinks. And I think it's going to be tough to convince him that that's not what's going to happen.
Is there any stipulations that would make you want to do it instead of favors? Because I feel like having a favor while I'm alive, I feel like that's my biggest gripe. That's going to take a lot to move me. And I would need to know, you would have to give me something that would be interesting to me for that to happen. Because honestly, like I mean, you know this, like once I die, like, I mean, I don't have as much care after that, but I really do have a care about when I'm alive, and I really don't want to give anything up like that. And I don't know how much business I'm willing to do if we do it like that.
Well, you say that these 3 bits of knowledge that you're seeking aren't that important to you, yet you're here. So I presume that they have some importance, and I just think that for my knowledge and the 3 things that you're asking me for, I should get something in return now rather than in 20 years or 10 years, or at the end of this year. If everything goes the way it seems to be going, I imagine I'll be cashing in sooner than expected.
Can
If you
Soleil, sorry, can she hear what's going on? Like, are we close enough, or are you and Valen sort of out with him and we hung back?
I think we went like pretty far away.
Okay.
They went far enough away where you wouldn't be able to hear them talking. If they were like screaming at each other, you could hear it. But if it's just a dialogue, you won't be able to hear it. I don't think. I'm not sure that he would necessarily care if anybody else was there. So he likes an audience. So this is what
I feel like okay. So Jax is real quick. Just to say I feel like if I knew what this favor was, if this wasn't a favor that you'd have to cash in, I'd have a much different approach on this. But the fact that I don't know, like that's a huge ask. And I get that you might want a little bit more from this just because of what you're asking for, but like I'm willing to give you some sort of physical vessel back to this plane. And you're asking for one favor. This could be multiple favors. Like you're saying you want, like you're looking at this in the long run. You could cash in thousands upon thousands of favor with my physical vessel. So I don't get what you mean by saying that it's all in the same. Because if I was just a servant in hell, sure, you can cash in favors, but I won't be able to do anything like here and now, like in the physical world. That's why I feel like this deal is so helpful and beneficial to you.
Here's what instead of asking for favors, how about I'll make it a little wager.
What's the wager?
I'll answer your 3 questions. And then I bet you that one of your party is eventually going to betray all of you. And it will mean all of your deaths. If that doesn't happen, I won't. I'll just leave you in that roiling sea.
So, quick question: if one, like, because I'll be honest with you, I've been thinking that betrayal might be something that might happen for a little bit. Our party hasn't been looking too hot for wares as of recently, but if like one of us survives, then would the wager be alive? Would we win?
Would you like for me to spice up the bet a little more?
In my favor? Or
A parlay, if you will.
Yeah, it's a parlay. Thank you, Valen. Yes, a parlay.
For the lawyer.
Maybe it's in your favor. I'll let you decide. The person who does it's going to be you.
Me.
Excuse me. What?
Look, like, why would I ever do that? That doesn't really make any sense.
I don't know.
Not
You
me. Not.
Look, Valen, I didn't suspect you.
Extraordinaire.
You probably
Bar.
third on the betting odds, but like I don't think it would be you, Valen. Me? If that's your wager, I mean, I'll take it. Like that's ridiculous.
I'll answer your 3 questions, and if you don't betray your party and get them all killed sometime before the end of all this,
Wait. So, quick question:
I'll leave you alone.
This isn't some like demon jargon where like I'll accidentally get my crew killed or something. Like you're saying I'll betray them.
Yes, you will.
Go ahead, Jax. I trust you.
Look, you know how with my father, with my family, I don't really trust myself sometimes with how I deal with things, my impulses and everything. But the one thing I would never do is hurt my friends. So that's the one thing I trust.
Well, then take the bet.
I'll take that bet.
He just bites the hell out of his thumb, pushes it into the paper, and twists it, and then he hands it over to you, and he says, "Red ink works best."
Now I'm just gonna cut my thumb and put it down.
All right. He takes it. Can I keep this?
Can you give me a copy as well?
I would like the original copy. It's he kind of like smells your blood drop. It's something to remember you by. He rolls it up, puts it in his pocket, and he kind of expands his hands, and there's this purple black flame that kind of forms into the contract. And he hands it over to you. It's not the real thing, but it'll do. Legally, I suppose.
It'll be good to remember what I'll have to. It'll be good to remember the consequences of this.
So, which question first, Jax?
I want to hear about the second one that I had on there about what are ways I can improve the current technology I've been working on and improve Jess the robot I just created. This is work that my professor has been working on for years, and this is something that I've been trying to help him with my whole life. I need to see him and talk to him about this, but how would I be able to improve upon this further? What could I do to kind of go down this avenue?
The little robot construct that you carry around, the visage of this person that you lost. They're just a shell. You have been just a shell several times. I guess now that we're bound, I have to just answer you straight, which is not very fun, but you need to put a soul in there.
And so what are you saying that I have to do currently with my robot then? How would I be able to currently improve upon it?
Well, kill someone, siphon their soul through runic engravings into the robot. More specifically, into the crystalline device.
And wait, so would I need any other tools or anything on top of this to do this, or do I already have the capabilities to kind of do this?
Do I look like a scientist? Kill somebody, do your magic mumbo jumbo, and put the soul into the rock, and then build a thing around it, and the thing will do better things than it did before.
Okay. I don't like the idea of killing people, but I mean, it sounds like bad people would work too. So
It doesn't have to be murder.
yeah, I'm
You
gonna
ever
make
wonder
sure
why
that,
you keep not dying?
yeah, I mean, I always just thought of that was because he, deities and patrons and everything and otherworldly reasons that I didn't know about. But if it could be explained to science,
No, there's
You
nothing
said?
to do. I mean, science is science. Your mom died. You didn't. Simple.
What do you mean my mom died and I didn't? It's I knew she died in my birth, but what do you mean?
You've had that thing. It's been in you forever. You wouldn't be alive. That's what I understand it anyway. That's what I've heard down the grapevine.
So I really was the reason my mother died. Well, my father's been telling me that all these years, so I don't really think that's much of a surprise. But
I mean, it's all very romantic.
well, it doesn't. I don't really think that matters. But okay, well,
I think
you
it
got
does.
that. Do you know if there's any other information that you know about around this that you can tell me, or is that all you really know?
I know a soul given willingly is better than one taken.
And what do you mean by better? Like more of it goes in, or is it stronger?
You ever kill something horribly and then eat it? And it holds that stress. It's kind of like that.
Okay. And like it would harbor the stress, like I guess, in the robot that like it inhabits at that point.
The soul will, it doesn't want to be there, so it'll leak.
Okay. And I mean, I know what you're saying by willingly. Does the person have to like want to die then? Like, how would you willingly get someone to sacrifice himself for a robot? That doesn't really make any sense. Or,
Good luck. A good contract, I guess.
okay. Oh, I understand what you're saying. Okay. And last question about that. Does it really matter about how strong the person is, or is it really just a soul that matters? The reason why I ask is, like, let's say I find someone who's like an 80-year-old who's about to die on their deathbed, and I give them the chance to help them out with a certain thing, but I take their soul or something. Like, I feel like that could be an altruistic way of doing things to kind of help someone out that way.
It would give the robot time, but not as much time as, say, an infant or someone of exceeding age, someone immortal or incredibly magical.
So the more life force is what you're saying, like the more life force. I'm just trying to understand this scientific perspective.
The more juice, the better.
Okay, let's go off this topic. Oh God, let's go to the second thing. I want to talk about the first thing I was saying last, but the thing I want to talk about is what are ways that you could sever a pact with a patron? Not only internal ways, but maybe external ways if the person doesn't want to quit the pact.
It depends on how the pact was made. For instance, you made a pact with me, not quite the same as the one you're talking about, but still a pact nonetheless. You would sever it by breaking these binding vows. Someone who made a pact, if there's no stipulations, it can be very difficult to break a pact. If the pact could simply be love me, you could just stop loving them. Pact's over. Pact could be anything. Just don't do it.
Quick question then: Does everyone have a contract that they can look at with their patron? So if I asked anyone in my party, would they be able to figure out, like, how would you figure out the stipulations? And if not, do you know the stipulations of some of these patrons that my party members are with?
I am not currently privy to that information. They probably know better than I do what the nature of their pact was with whatever creature they made a pact with. The problem with some pacts is if the binding is loose, say a father's family is in a burning house and a demon comes and says, save your family and I'll give you power. And the man says, yes, then that's a pretty hard pact to break. There's not much room for wiggle there. But your contract, you go and kill someone, I go and kill someone, the pact breaks.
Okay. And now that we've talked about more of the internal ways, do you know of any external ways through magical items or through any other like magical ways that you can like sever a pact? Especially with Zergo, things obviously like inside of him. It doesn't seem like he's made like some sort of contract type of pact. Is there some way to separate that being that's now inside of him from Zergo's body?
I think that's merely a physical binding. Just have him throw it up and then keep the thing out of him.
So you're saying if we convince Zergo to change this, he could willingly get rid of this.
If I'm right, which I might not be, but I think I am. I think that creature's merely just inside of him. So get it out.
And I'm more looking at the future here because this is just more for the negative situation. But in case he doesn't do it willingly, do you know any magical items that would help us convince Zergo to get rid of the thing and throw it up? Because I'm more worried about is that he's going to be addicted to this sort of power. And he won't want to willingly get rid of it. Is there some way that, because like you said, if that's the way that we can get rid of it is if we get him to do it himself. Do you know any magical items that we can find around here that we can use, or any other type of things that we can use?
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of magical items that would allow you to control another person's body or mind for an extended period of time and force them to do it.
But you
In this
wouldn't have.
case, I think it's a physical. As I said, I think it's a physical binding. He just has to separate himself.
Okay.
And I don't think it needs to be willingly. I just can't say what happens after he separates himself from whatever that thing is in him.
And then after that, I'm gonna look over at Valen. I'm gonna be like, Valen, can you show him your gun, just to see if that could help him out with maybe telling us how we can maybe deal with their situation?
I'll do you one better. This belongs to Belia. I give it to him.
Interesting. I've heard of her. What do you want to know? This one's on the house. Fuck it.
She had
Well,
me.
you're already obligated to tell us, so don't try to act like you're being nice. But
She had me murder an innocent man, but he had this amulet with this black ink, I guess, that was protecting him. And once I had fulfilled that, I felt I got stronger. And I'm just wondering if it is like how she said it was, where there's only a limited amount of power and other people have it, so we have to take it.
Yeah, that's true. Or you can, within this realm, there's a limited amount of power to particular domains. That's not necessarily something that a mortal has to worry about, but once you get up into the higher ladders, power starts to get scarce.
I get it. And if there is there any way that I could break the pact that I have with my patron, because I really don't want to murder any more innocent people if I could help it.
Do you remember what your pact? How did your pact start?
Basically, she came to me while I was by the beach, and she said that she could help me get revenge. She said she could give me power so that I could kill the people that were responsible for my parents' death.
Sounds like in order to break that pact, you'll have to give back that power.
But then I'll just be just another bard that can't do shit.
Perhaps.
It's useless to the tame.
Oh, you pretty face. You'll be fine.
I'm more than a pretty face. But yeah, I get it. And is there
A lot of power in a pretty face.
sometimes you kind of peak in high school and then it all goes downhill from there. But anyway,
high school.
yeah,
What the hell is this guy talking about?
it's where bards go to learn their instruments. That's why I know. That's why I learned the lute.
Look, Valen, we've never been heavy hitters like Zergo has, but I could try to work up in the shop. I know that we all need to get stronger, right? If we take a break at the next island, I could get something worked out for you. We could try to figure out things, but I don't know, man.
I'd be willing. I'll say this to you, Jax. I'll be willing to give up the gun if we can find all the pieces to this hilt. That is the only way I will be ready to give up the power of this gun.
I'm willing to do that, and I'm willing to look for the pieces of the hill. That is definitely something I'm willing to do. But the reason why I mostly want to do this is because since day one, you've always been the grounding point of this crew. Even when Captain Jet was the captain, like before we were going through all this bullshit. You were always the navigator, always the one telling them what not and what to do. I was always level-headed, but I was always up in the crow's nest, chilling, not even listening to what you guys were saying. You were always the one kind of leading this crew. And recently, ever since you got this patron, you haven't really been a voice of reason. And we've really lost that like main central grounding force. And we're really going to need you, especially with Zergo basically being the Antichrist. But
Essentially, yeah.
so that's the main reason why I say that. But we'll look. We already know that we're stopping by one of the islands to get one of the Windblade parts anyway. So how many parts are there in total? Do you know?
I don't recall off the top of my head, but I know we have a map.
Yes.
It's marked.
How much is it like out of character? Because I feel like Valen would know.
3.
3.
Okay, so we're already about to have 2 out of the 3. So we only really need 1 more of them. Yeah, well, okay, 2 more of them, but we're about to get the second one. So we could definitely make that a priority so we can get rid of this patron.
There are 3 more.
3 more, so it's 4 pieces.
For the record. There's
okay.
3 more. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. That's our plan then. And then I guess in the meantime, I'll try to resist talking to my patron and getting any further objectives from her. But it comes in a flash, like literally, like we were in there in out of nowhere, she told me I needed to kill him. Like, so I guess I'm gonna need a little help.
Well, quick question: is there any negatives that come with not killing them, or is it more that you just get
I have not disobeyed her yet, so I do not know what sort of what disobedience would get me. I didn't want to test it the first time.
Okay. In the future, how about this? We'll start asking around about questions of your patron, and who knows, maybe there's been people in the past that have been able to get out of their contracts, and we can figure that out. But I mean, we just got to figure that out, and we'll ask around and see if there's anyone else or any other ways that you can get out.
All right, I appreciate that.
But hey, we have one more question to ask him. But before we get into that, I think Bentley's patron has obviously been probably the nicest to us. But do you know anything about, like, also, what's her name? Because I feel like Bentley told Jax at some point what the name of the patron
Majorana.
was. Yeah, do you know Majorana, Gibraltar?
I've been locked away for quite some time. I'm not super familiar with the name.
Okay. So you don't have any inklings or anything of that? Because if not, we can go on to the next question.
No, never heard of her.
Okay. Oh, last question. Like in regards to this one. Gray doesn't have like any demonic deities involved with him either, right? He's just a monkey.
Are you asking Gibraltar this?
Yes. No, this isn't like the last question, but this is like with the deity like patron stuff. So like it's not.
Yeah, that you're asking Gibraltar if Gray is just a monkey.
Yeah, like is he just like an orangutan human, or does he have like some like? Because it seems like everyone has a patron now. I just want to make sure that he doesn't come out and be like, yeah, I have God on my side or something,
I've never heard of a monkey with a demon or devil pact. Although I would like to. If you find any monkeys in the business, I will sign me up. That sounds like a good time.
Okay, good. He was one of the only guys on the crew that I really truly trusted. That'd really break my trust. What?
He's a monkey, so what's not to trust?
Exactly. I mean, okay. I don't like agreeing with you. I don't like this. But let's get to the
with
last.
Me now while you can.
Let's get to the last question though. The main reason why I wanted to talk to you.
Sure.
What are these like? Give me your full information on these soul stones. What are they? Who is like what are their uses? Has there been any uses in the past? Are they evil? Like what are the whole background with these soul stones?
long before this plane existed, there was many others quite like it, and a god, a greater being, an outer being, some circles I've run in call them the Godhead, the dreaming god, the sleeping god, that sort of thing. He used to exist and he used to make things, and then eventually he just left, and new gods were made in his stead by him, chief among them, Reyes, Diabolus. And, well, when he was gone, a different force from somewhere else, the Void, came and started devouring creation. Some people, some creatures, some creators say that the Void killed the Godhead. Some people say that he just left. I don't pretend to know everything, but these shards are what's left of him here in this plane. And when you get all of them together, you're able to tap into a little bit of that power of creation. The last person to do it was Galleon, Pirate King. And he wished for dominion over the seas of Costa del Sol, which in hindsight was a little bit of a short-sighted wish, as that's not that many seas. But when you make the wish, the shards disperse, and then they eventually reappear. And while they are free, they resonate like a great magical power, a beacon. And the Void really likes that. So as long as they remain here, they're slowly going to draw in that force. And me and some other people are just sort of along for the ride, watching to see how long it takes before this place gets devoured.
So
That answer
so
all your
you're saying
questions?
that, well, no, I have some follow-up questions with this, but so you're saying that if there was another wish that was granted, if another wish was granted, would we be given more time with the Void, or how much time would this grant us if another wish was ended up granted?
Yeah, it seems random. Sometimes it's a few hundred years. Sometimes it's just a couple. But yes, it does avert the gaze.
Okay. So as long, like, obviously we would want the best person to wish for this, but honestly, as long as it doesn't end up in the wrong hands, I feel like that might just be what's best for this world. But is there any other knowledge that you might have of this that you could give us, or is there anything regarding this, or any other, maybe the other factors that might, like deities or things that might go after this, or anything we might have to worry about?
Where to start? The chief gods, Reyes and Diabolos, the lords of the 9 celestial realms and the 9 celestial heavens and the 7 planes of hell. They aren't there, and the reason why, you didn't go to, well, the gates to the 9 heavens is closed, and they're a little preoccupied. There's really a lot to tell, but I feel like at some point I'll be going outside of this contract.
Maybe, but you like me, don't you, Gibraltar? I feel like we've grown some sort of connection.
We'll have plenty of time for me to tell you stories.
Oh, come on. You really don't tease me like this, I guess? Okay. But Okay. I feel like oh dang, I have one other question. Don't tell me I'm gonna forget it. Oh my god, I might forget it.
Can I ask a question?
It was about the soul stones, yeah. I mean, it's part of the contract.
So what if, in your summation, would the Pirate King do with all the soul stones if he got a hold of all of them?
That was the question. And can I actually add something onto that too? Because that was actually the question I was going to ask. Why hasn't he also used them again? Why hasn't he used these shards again afterwards? If he can just keep redoing this.
Once you've used the stone once, there's only one other wish you can make, and he doesn't want to make it.
What kind of wish is that?
Unfortunately, I don't know the answer to that question.
Well, but it's only him that can't make that wish, right? Why does he not just give it to his like second officer or someone under him? Why? Is it more of a greed thing? He doesn't want anyone else to have the power other than him. Is that more what he's worried about?
I'd imagine.
Oh shit.
I don't think he's the kind of man to share.
Well, quick question about this too, because I know that you've had your run-ins with him. If he knew about the void and everything that was coming with it, would he have a change of heart, or would he just want to be the king over a doomed country?
I'm not sure that I'm not sure that he's immediately aware of what of all of this information that I have told you. I'm not sure that anyone mortal knows all of the implications or the level of what would come. I think if he did, he would do something about it a little more hastily. So either he is underestimating it or he doesn't know about it. I would think, or he's just stupid, which is totally possible. So
I'm only asking because I just know that you've met him. Do you like would he look out for the good of the country? Is what I'm saying. Like would he obviously not for his own self interest. Like he doesn't want like the country to go down. Like he will like actively try to help out. Because our biggest next step is who do we give these soul stones to? And like it's not like I fully trust the Pirate King, but I also don't trust a lot of people on our crew or a lot of people chasing these soul stones. I know if we gave it to the Pirate King, he would at least have the defense mechanisms to at least hold it off and guard it. While I doubt that we really have that, especially when we're dealing with the stuff in our own crew.
I mean, I can't. I met him. He hit me with an anchor and shot me in the face, and then bound me to a tower for 500 years. So that's about what I know about him.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
What I can tell you is that there are people and creatures that definitely want what the soul stones offer, and I'm one of them. So if you're ever doubting who to give it to, if you gave them to me, I would wish to be the Lord of the Nine Hells.
Okay. I don't think that would help me, but you probably just make it worse for me down there. But
Or better.
I don't like that implication, but yeah,
Just something to think about.
Okay, I'm not going to think about it. I don't really want to. But do you have any other information about the soul stones that could possibly help me in this quest?
The more of them you have together, the more danger you're going to be in. And it's better to keep them as far apart as you can.
And if let's say I had it in this bag of holding, does that still count as like being next to each other, or does that count like as a different space?
I can't really say. I know that the creatures, these the void, the whatever you want to call these things, chaos, destructive, blah 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 blah. They don't really follow the same rules. So if you keep them in a extra planar space for long enough, I wouldn't be surprised if they tore through that veil and just got it anyway.
Okay. I got you.
Is there any way to hold on to the crystal without, or the soul stone without it being availed to be stolen or taken, or could someone like absorb it?
That seems like I'd love to see you try. I maybe, and this is a big maybe, an actively fortified anti-magic zone, maybe something to hide it, maybe would keep it, extend the time frame. But even then, we're not really playing by normal rules. I don't want to make promises. I'm under contract.
Can I also ask you a different question on the house?
Ask it, and maybe I'll answer it. I can't say.
Why do you think I'm the one that's gonna betray the crew? I don't like, I've never really trusted myself in a lot of different ways, but I don't really understand where this is coming from, and I don't know. I don't know.
What was your first question, Jax?
Well, that has nothing to do with me, and that doesn't have anything to do with my crew either. That's
Sure it doesn't.
something I've done in the past.
We'll
I'm
see. But that's why. You asked a question, I answered it. And that's all I'm going to answer. No, I'm going to frolic naked in the ocean. You're more than welcome to come.
I want some breakfast. I'm just gonna leave.
I'm very tempted to make a sausage joke, but I'll just see myself out.
Tell Billy I say
Good day,
hello.
gentlemen.
Bye, Felicia. Gibraltar.
So, Valen, what do you think of that?
He seems like he's on the up and up. There's no reason for him to lie to us.
And knowing that about Zergo really makes me feel better. I don't know if we'll be able to convince him just because of how hard-headed he is and how stubborn he is, but I definitely think there's ways that we could figure out, like, to control him. Just okay, I don't like saying that, but just like in a worst case scenario, figuring out ways to get him separated from that thing. Because I don't know, I've been trying to figure out technology, and I've been trying to make like items and stuff I could work with it, but it's just so complex with all the science and technology with like these things. I haven't been able to figure out anything with it. So
No, I get it. It's going to be a problem, but I think we got bigger fish to fry. And I think if Zergo is not going to turn on us, I think then we'll be all right. I don't think that we should worry too much. Worst comes to worst, we can try to separate him from his host, I guess.
Valen, he almost killed me. I hadn't, like, I was like seconds away from like my life leaving my body. Look, maybe him devouring my soul with Khan might have been a mercy kill for me, but I don't like. I would not want that wished upon any of you guys, and I don't know. It's a very scary feeling, and if Khan is like, he grows in power each time he eats someone. If what I felt is just grows up and grows upon grows, like, I don't know. I'm really scared about what's going to happen, and especially after what he told us about how he's trying to devour the whole world. Like that's and like reading into the book too. That's something that goes even beyond Gibraltar and all these other demons and patrons we're talking about. So I don't know. And even the void's trying to take over the whole world. Like that's the only thing I'm worried about is that like Zergo's a good guy. I love Zergo. That's why I'm saying I'm trying to like get these things separated so we don't have to deal with this part because I don't want to kill Zergo. That's the other option. Or like because that's my thing. I'm not gonna let this thing go. Like I'm either gonna kill Zergo or get them separated. And I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna try to also talk to Soleil and Bentley, but I know Soleil would probably be on my side with this too.
No, I agree. I think you're on the right path. I think that we all have demons that need to be exercised, and I think we have a plan for mine. We have a plan for Zergo, but we haven't really talked about Venley. So we don't know what her deal is, why she has a patron. You know, out of nowhere, I just saw her do an Eldritch Blast, and I'm like, oh shit, she's powerful now. So
yeah, I really wasn't worried about Venley too much until all the vision stuff we were having. So
I know, but Venley is so pure and so awesome, and I would hate for something to happen to her if I couldn't do something about it. You know,
100%, and especially with her dad, we definitely got to make sure that he's safe and everything's safe with that. But
exactly. So,
on the other hand, though, you want to come up with me? I'm gonna go talk to Soleil, but you want to talk to Zergo now, knowing the information we have, to see if like kind of what he thinks about this.
Yeah, man. Let's try to talk to the big Yeti. I mean, the big guy, and see what he says.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go talk to Soleil just to see if she wants to come with us to talk to Zergo.
All right.
Luckily, he just showed up. As I said, he always shows up.
Right on time.
Sorry, I had to play the Tim the Toolman Taylor for a bit.
Yeah, right on time.
Damn, that's a throwback to Home Improvement. Jeez. I feel old.
Okay, so I don't know if you know some of this.
I'm old.
Oh man. Go ahead, Jax.
Oh no, I was gonna say like Zergo. I don't know if Zergo knows information, but yeah. So we're all coming over to you because I just talked to Gibraltar, and he told me a bunch of knowledge. I asked him three questions basically in return for something, and he gave me an answer about what the soul stones are and like what like the whole background is about them, like what the uses are, who's used them before. He told me about patrons, how to sever pacts, like more like in detail knowledge of it. And he also told me stuff about my technology and everything. So all three of us are gonna come with the Zergo, and I'm like, "Hey Zergo, so I just had a talk with Gibraltar, and it seems like the pact or whatever you have with Khan. It seems like there's no stipulations or anything behind it. And I'm also gonna have Valen help me out with this too, so it's his charisma roll. But I'm like, so you need to have Khan in you, like, because we'll all help you out with fighting your brother. We will give you the help you need, and we'll give you the strength you need to help fighting your brother. But you know, Khan wants to end up devouring the world and kill everyone on this planet, right? Not just your brother, but you and everyone else on this world.
He didn't mention that. He just said he's hungry.
I didn't read the full book. I know Soleil read more.
Yeah, he's a plain eater. He wants to eat all of this. He wants to eat the whole world. It's not just, oh, he wants to eat a rock or a tree, or, oh, I just want to eat one person here or there. He wants to eat all of it, the entire world. every bit that we exist in. So it may start small, but I think it's quickly going to get out of hand. So I think it's important to figure out how you want to handle this, because if he has free reign, he will, I think, destroy everything that we know.
But he said you guys are safe, right?
Yeah, but if we don't have a plane to live on, there we all die. It doesn't. And if he kills, like, listen, if he eats the ground we walk on, what will we stand up in the air? You know, we won't have anywhere to live. So
Maybe he take us with him.
I think he will eat whatever he can. He is not good. He is very, very bad.
And Zerga, you like fighting, right? And you like eating food and drinking and stuff like that, right? Because he will eat the very foundations, all the food, all the drinks. He will eat anyone you will be able to fight. He will eat like all of existence. And I don't know
Yeah.
where we would stand in all that. I don't know if we're just in a pit of nothingness, but I don't know.
Yeah,
'Cause
you ordered chicken wings, he'll eat all the chicken wings. You won't have any to
I
eat.
just eat chicken's whole.
He'll eat the whole chicken. He won't leave you any scraps. He'll eat all the bones, everything.
He's in me, so I don't know what to do about that.
I think we
Like,
can find a way to separate him, though, from you.
Zergo, did he make any promises to you? Did he say, like, I'll help you and I'll give you power, and then
no, he just calls me Predator, and he said he'd help protect you all, which hasn't been doing a great job at it, but
he
you
almost
almost
wanted,
killed me, Zerga.
he
Like,
almost ate
I know
Jax.
we kind of haven't talked about it, but if look, I'm not as strong as my brother and my father, but if I wasn't a Goliath, I'd be dead right now. If I was the size of Bentley, you would have ate me, and I would have been gone from existence. So, I don't know, man. This snake scares me, and I had a talk with Gibraltar. He said that it seems like it's just a power bond between you guys. If you gave up the power you got from Khan, he would leave your body, and we'd be able to separate you two. So it's not something where like there's these stipulations like with Balin's contract.
But let's also remember, guys, that the way that Khan came into Zergo was through a crystal, right? Am I not remembering correctly? We need to find another place to put Khan, or Khan will just run amok.
Well, I think he swallowed the crystal, right? Like if he spat it out, would it just be the crystal? Like I think that's what Gibraltar was saying, right?
I mean, I'd rather not him just spit out something that can. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how Zergo's digestive tract works. Whether he could actually, like, you know, it might be like corn. We eat it, it don't come out right, and then you're like, that was delicious, but it has no nutritional value. It could be that. I don't know. Don't ask me what corn is. Just go with it.
Can I quickly run over to Gibraltar and just ask him that? Like, just like ask him like if he did get out of the body, like he was in a crystal, would he just spit out the crystal, or like what is that in a medical?
Gibraltar very specifically said that he doesn't know what'll happen after.
Oh, okay.
He can't.
So, sorry. So if we don't know what's going to happen after, we need to find a way to put whatever is in Zergo into another crystal and then seal that shit up somewhere, not in a temple, not on an island where it's easily accessible to like level 2 adventurers. And don't ask me what level 2 means, but just understand that that's what we've got to do.
I think if Zergo wanted to like expel Khan and say, I no longer have a pact with you, we could find a way to, you know, bottle him up in something. I have some divination things. I could maybe, like, I don't know, push him into something that we could hide him, but I think it's up to Zhergo if he wants to let it go or not.
Put him
You would
in
have to be the one.
Mark?
How about this? We're kind of pressuring Zergo right now. Zergo, I'm gonna look deep in his eyes. If you feel like Khan is going to do something that you don't agree with, because you're all big and you're all Mr. Predator and all that, then you expel him out. But until then, keep doing what you're doing. You haven't hurt us yet. You've gotten close.
What do you mean you haven't heard us yet?
Jax,
Jack's just gonna walk away. He's just
Jax has a point. I said yes to Khan because what happened to Jax before, and because of a meal, I almost killed Jax. And I don't want to kill any of you. But he's in me and I feed him and he gets more powerful and so do I. So I don't know what to do. Sometimes he's stronger than me, so I just let him take control because I feel like he's a better predator, I guess. I don't know. He knows more than I do, and
Zergo, you have been a rock in our party. You have done so much DPS, and don't ask me what DPS means. You could have done all of these things without him, without Khan. I'm telling you, like, you're amazing. And, like, you don't need a patron. You don't need a fucking world devouring snake thing. Like, we just want you around. And we just want to make sure that you're around when all is said and done. So, you're a great predator. You're a great fighter. You're a great barbarian. We love it when you rage. You protect us. You keep us safe. Like, don't worry about that, man. Like, Khan needs you. You don't need Khan. All right?
Yeah. Also, I want to tell you this too, Zergo. I really haven't told anyone this. I told Valen a little bit about it, but I'm on borrowed time, man. And I know you want to protect me. I know you want to protect the crew. And that's my main mission too. That's the reason why I'm even still alive now and why I'm still fighting. But I'm dying. And the main things I care about is that the world, my friends, and innocent people in Costa del Sol are alive and well, and they're able to live their lives the next day, and they're able to have a good day and everything. And I want to make sure that future comes to pass. And I don't know. I'm just worried that if you go down this path, not only will you make an enemy of us in the process, but we're gonna end up fighting each other later on down the line. And I will tell you this: if you don't have Khan, me and I promise everyone else in this crew will have your back with fighting your brother. But otherwise, I don't even know if I can help you out with fighting your brother because I don't know if I can trust you and if I can trust Khan with my life at this point. So I don't know, but like if I know I can trust you, Zergo, I just can't trust Khan.
if we find another shiny rock, do you think you will stay?
To be honest, I don't know really what the scientific or the magical properties of this is because each deity and each thing is different. But I don't know. I just know that he's doing bad things to you, and I really don't want us to.
Well, when I ate the rock from our last fight, for a second there was another voice in my head, and then it was gone. So
That might have been a soul.
I don't know what to do. Uh, what if he eats me?
He won't eat you. He needs a vessel. You're his vessel. This is what we're trying to tell you, Zergo. You don't need him. He needs you.
He'll reach into his sack and pulls out the black obsidian crystal that was found in the chest that held Khan.
That's the crystal?
Well, he kind of, once I said yes, he just leaked out of it, kind of.
What if you say no?
I don't know. I was never allowed to say no.
How about this, Sergo? Like we don't really know what happens if you say no to eating something. How about from now on you just let us know whenever you're about to eat something? Because I feel like the main issue is that whenever you see anything and Khan tells you to eat it, you end up just eating it right away. So if you let us know and we end up like deciphering it, we identify what it is, and it's not something we need, we can let you eat it. And then maybe later down the line we can figure out like when to get it out or whatever.
Is that really a good idea though? You're just feeding Khan. You're making him stronger.
I mean, that's true. If we're down to do this, we can. We just got to make sure that it doesn't get in the wrong hands somehow, because then someone else will get it. But if
Zergo, just keep that black crystal safe. We'll figure out how to get Khan out of you. I don't think it's as simple as saying no.
I feel like we should bring this up to the group actually, and like figure out like maybe like what we want to do as a group. I don't know how Zergo feels about it.
I don't want to hurt you guys anymore. So if that's what Khan's going to do, then no, then I don't want to hurt my friends.
Does Khan say anything to Zergo when we're telling him this?
No.
That's terrifying.
I don't like that. That's the thing. I was expecting him to be like kill him or something. Like I don't like.
Predator.
Yeah.
You must eat him.
Like I really don't like this actually, but yeah, okay. Soleil, like I know that we talked a little bit about this, and Bentley, I know you read the book too. What do you guys think about this?
I think for me, if Zergo, if you think you can handle this and keep it safe, maybe talk to us and let us know before you eat rocks and potentially divine creatures. It sounds like maybe we can get a handle on it. I'm okay if we can, maybe chat before you try to eat something next time.
I get wanting to protect us and keep us safe. I want to do the same. I think as long as you can control it, that's good. But also, no, you don't need him. You don't. You have protected us in so many ways without him. And we could protect you too.
With everybody around Zergo, he's just going to hold the stone out and be like, someone else take this. Because I've lost control before. I don't want to do it again. And if he destroys it or gets rid of it, I can't stop him. So someone else.
I'll take it.
Well, I'm like Valen. I trust you more than anyone, and you're my best friend. Like, can I volunteer Soleil? I feel like I don't know. Yeah, I've only known her for a little bit, but I feel like out of everyone here, she is the most kind-hearted person, other than Bentley. I love you, Bentley.
I second that. I think Soleil would be the best one to have it. I think I would trust her with it the most.
And it's nothing with Valen or even you, Venley, because Venley, you're the nicest person like I've ever met. I'm just worried about patrons in general now, and just gods and everything. Soleil doesn't really have that like otherworldly presence or anything like, or any like other types of magic guiding her. I feel like with her, I just trust her more with it.
I can hold on
that's
to
fair.
this. Yeah.
That's fair.
And beyond, like I said, not you're my best friend, bro. I nothing against him, though.
No, whatever the word is.
Hard feelings. I got you, brother.
No hard feelings.
I can thank you all. Yes, I can hold on to this for you, Zergo, and just keep it safe.
Arlo, do you have any of the beer ready, man? Like, if you made your batch, like, we need something to drink right now, man. Like, the
Some
mood's a little.
breakfast beer.
Before we get on to the festivities, and it's a little early for a drink, by the way. What are we going to do?
He might be indisposed, but he definitely said he made beer.
Okay. What are we going to do with the crystal? Are we going to give it to the Pirate King via this dude, or are we going to keep it safe? We're going to stuff it in, I don't know, Soleil's ear? Just ballparking here.
I got big ears.
I feel like that's a good idea.
As the new rock bearer of the group, I think I am concerned. I will say I am a little worried giving it to the prince. I know that he said he would give us a boat, but I am worried these rocks seem to have a lot of power, and I'm scared because if we give it to him, what is he going to do with it? And if we hold on to it, I'm also worried, but if we can keep it safe, maybe that's the right thing to do, but then we would have to figure out potentially, can we get a boat by other means or travel where we need to go. I think that's the only thing, but I am worried about giving it to the prince.
Let me say this out of character too, because like Zergo didn't hear about like a lot of the information too about earlier. But yeah, so I don't think that we should give it to the prince either. Not because I don't think we should give it to Abatash or to the Pirate King, but because I really don't think that we should trust any intermediate or secondary messenger with any of this. If we're going to deliver this to anyone or we're going to give this to anyone, it has to be directly with us, or we got to keep it ourselves. But as of now, I know we're not strong enough to guard all these crystals or these soul stones ourselves. And I'm just worried that we're going to lose it somehow because we're the ones guarding it. And we have so many different patrons. We have so many different otherworldly things. And the one thing Gibraltar made clear was that these otherworldly beings, they really care about this crystal and they care about this soul stone. They really want, like, basically, if you get all the soul stones together, you can make a wish of almost any proportion, like of any creation that you want. You can basically, it's like almost like out of character. It's like a level up version of a wish spell. Like you can do anything with this. Like so we got to watch out for this. And I know that if we give it to Abatash or the Pirate King, they'll be able to protect it with the current forces they have. And I don't know. I'm just worried about keeping it ourselves. But that's my only take on it.
All right. Well, if we keep it for ourselves, how are we getting off this island?
I think we should just fight the prince, if I'm being honest.
You think we can take him and the whole ship?
And that mage lady?
I think if we like snuck on him, I think we could. I don't think it would be too bad of a. Or I don't know. I feel like we could figure something out. I don't think we should give it to him. I'm not saying we fight him directly. Maybe we do some. Like,
let's fight the.
Then we're gonna have like what his whole country after us.
I mean, I think if it's well, that's true. Actually, I don't want to kill him. Actually.
How does whole country know? They wouldn't be able to get word back if we successfully.
He has does not have an entire fleet. All it takes is one ship to get out.
I don't know.
Are we not pirates?
Question: Do we
I don't know. Are we?
Good question. Does anyone know any information on this prince? Do we know if he's strong or if he's like important in any way?
From a meta level, I think the mage
I
is like
don't
the
think-
biggest.
I'm only saying this because my plan is: could we tell the mage or the person, like the prince, that this crystal that we have, you have to use magic to basically extract it. So we have like a fake crystal in the like up by the tower. So we tell them to come up to the tower, and then while they go up to the tower, we try to take the ship. While like the mage or the prince is gone, and then we try to leave with the ship.
You could
I
try.
don't know how you guys.
Could always send one person back. Just say that we need reinforcements.
Or I have a broom. I'm sure I could travel many miles and then just come back and pick you all back up and just one at a time. I mean, it might take us months, but we do have a broom. We could leverage.
Quick thing. If we did the plan I was
Zergo
saying,
can fly.
Zergo can fly.
For like a
Anybody else
minute.
fly?
Kiwi can walk on water.
So
Oh
we could
yeah,
do
I can make us all walk on water. I can make every one of us do
Kiwi
that.
can walk on water, so we got.
So we could just walk to the nearest
So
island.
we're just gonna hobo this, like all get
I can also
bags
give you
hitchhike.
breathing, underwater breathing too. So
I can do that.
Well, okay, on a meta level, could we get to the next island by doing that? Or we need to sleep or something? Like meta wise.
I'll let you know we're gonna be fighting sharks.
I only
Math is hard.
If not something worse.
because I only say that because Soleil could come back, say we need reinforcements or we need the mage to come up to help us out with like the crystal. And then when you take their strongest fighter away, like the rest of us could just jump the ship and then Soleil could just fly to us on the broom.
Peyton, you did say that there was an island close by that we could buy a ship, right?
Yeah, so if we can get
Yeah,
there,
there
yeah,
is
we'll be good. I don't know how far it is.
On Baylock Island, there's an island to the south, Yamiye, which is across like a channel. And on a boat, it's like a day or two, depending on conditions. If I don't even know what the math is for a broom, I'd have to figure that out. But I don't know that a broom would really be much slower than a ship. So, I mean, maybe double it. Maybe it would be 2 days or something like that. But honestly, the broom probably moves just about as fast as a ship. So, it's probably like a day travel on the broom. And I would say Zergo's flight speed is probably the same as the broom. What's the flight speed of the broom?
I think it's 50. I can double check.
Broom's a little bit faster than Zergo. A little bit faster. That definitely would make a difference. That's kind of significant. But I mean, yeah, I guess you could fly. I think maybe it's a little risky. I mean, because like long rests and exhaustion and all that stuff. But is it impossible? The nearest island's pretty close. So I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that's impossible.
Can you guys hear a finalized version of my plans and then let me know what you think of it?
I hate it already.
So we have. I already said we have Soleil and Zergo in the plan. The second part of the plan is that we need to beat the shit out of Valen. Okay, hear me out. So, because like Valen has the bard charismatic skills, he can go there, deceive everyone while beating it up and almost like basically out of the fight. So they know that we need reinforcements. We need people to go back. Soleil and Zergo will go back with them, like to show them that we need to come back and give them reinforcements. Valen will then stay on the ship because he's hurt, and then the rest of us come on the ship, take over the ship while like everyone else is going up for reinforcements, and then Soleil and Zergo sneak out and just fly away and then meet up with us on the ship. I don't know if there's any other plans, but that's what I can think of.
Won't we all have to look like we got our ass kicked?
wait, could we just pick up a rock and give the dude a rock and be like, oh look, it's the shard? Like, would he know that it's supposed to be like?
The
mage would know.
No.
The mage would know.
Is there any way you could enchant the rock?
We could charm the mage.
It's a really like sophisticated mage. Like he's like really good supposedly. So like he could counterspell probably.
Okay.
The mage that you met, her name was Amadi, and she was definitely like a she's a good witch. She's powerful, relatively.
Okay.
That's why I want to get her
Not
off.
to be fucked with.
Yeah.
But how do we know that she would go? They haven't.
Well, if
It
we said
doesn't
we
seem
needed
like-
hard reinforcements, I don't think they'd send like. I mean, maybe they would. That's why I was saying maybe we say we need the mage like to extract the crystal. That's why I was saying maybe we go that route, but I don't know.
All right. You know what? Let's do this. You guys beat the shit out of me.
Okay.
I go out there. I put my charm on. Say, hey, we need help, and then you guys get on the ship, and then we go. Let's try that, and if it all else fails, then we just take the ship.
I also have my illusion crystals, so we could use those maybe to hide again, to sneak onto the ship if we needed to use that as well.
I also have I can turn one person invisible if we needed to sneak somebody on.
Yeah, I can turn one person into like a gas swarm, be like ghastly.
Oh, and I can bring Puck. He was so helpful last time. All of his spells worked, and he was so helpful.
I think you should always bring Puck. I love him.
I think so too. He was super
help.
helpful.
Maybe a little bit traumatized too. But
Yeah, he might be mad at me for a little while, but it's always worth a try.
Oh boy, this is risky.
This
But,
sounds like a
um,
foolproof plan.
And also, Valen, how
I'm-
about this? I'm gonna put the homunculus. I'm gonna put my little servant in like a backpack of yours when you're going in. If you need any healing, I'll be able to heal you directly from that.
All right.
Are we just making Valen look like he got beat up, or are we actually beating Valen up?
We could do either, but then he would have to deceive it. And I mean, I feel like Valen could be the one person to do that.
I mean, my persuasion is pretty high, but my deception is not as high. So if you guys actually beat the shit out of me, then maybe
You could persuade him because you could just be like Soleil and them are up there, and you could just persuade him to go up a little bit instead of like actually deceive. Yeah, so that's true. So I would also give you
Just
guidance.
saying,
if
if
we-
we beat
but if-
Valen up, he's
go
going
ahead.
to be weak on
Yes.
the ship by himself.
Yes.
That is
Instead
true.
of
That's true. That's true.
yeah, if we make him weak, he'll be susceptible to.
How long does invisibility last?
I think it's an hour.
Yeah, another thing that's nice too about this is that a homebrew rule is that it is a bonus action to use a potion. So I would be able to heal him with the servant, and he would be able to use potions per bonus action if we did do that. I don't know how badly we would have to hurt him to actually make it look like he got beat up and he would need reinforcements, but I don't know.
I'm sure
Probably
someone
not going
has
to be a great
makeup,
roll, but
right? Rub some dirt on him.
I also have a second level spell where I could like disguise him. Basically,
You guys want to beat up Valen?
how many people roughly is on this ship?
it was a good bit.
history check.
You saw at least a dozen. You guys already did this the last session. There was about a dozen of the like elite wood elf knight guard type characters, and then there was the prince himself, who is probably, I think you guys got a pretty high history check. You thought that he's probably a little bit weaker than them, maybe significantly weaker, kind of hard to tell. And then there's the wizard, Amadi,
So
which
14
you know
people.
she 14, yeah.
12 highly trained, highly skilled.
And then and then
Guard.
there are the elven like nobles that were on the ship, but
Oh, fuck.
they are probably non-combatants.
Probably.
I honestly like this plan though.
I could at least take 6 or
Aside
7
from my
of the
face getting
guards.
pushed in,
Valen, after shoving a broom in someone's like stomach, I feel like you deserve this. To be honest, I don't know.
yeah, you're probably right.
I feel like at this point, all like everything's under the bridge. At this point, wander under the bridge. Like there's like everyone's now at a clean slate. Everyone's chilling.
All right. You know what? Let's go by row. Okay, so Bentley's gonna hit me first, then Soleil,
What?
then Jax, then Arlo, and then I'm gonna leave the big guy last. All right. How does that
I
sound?
like how you let the monk
That seems fair.
hit you first.
And like I said, Valen, I'm gonna make sure you don't die. I'm gonna make sure that I can always revive you. I can always give you some healing. I'm not gonna
Hey.
make sure you go down.
Hey Arlo, you got any strong drink in there, bro? I'm gonna need it.
Yeah, I think I got something for you.
How much temporary HP am I gonna get?
It gives you 5.
I would
Okay.
drink that after the ass whooping.
Well, yeah. Exactly.
No, I'm gonna need it before. I take a swig and I'm like,
Well, quick
all right.
quick question on a meta level. Do you see the temporary hit points? Like, is that something that like is noticeable?
No, not from this anyway.
I only say that because like
Not
if we
from-
hurt Balin more and then gave him the temporary hit points, they wouldn't notice the temporary hit points then. But
He doesn't get like a Halo shield or anything.
I only say that because you'd look more beat up if you just took the health and then got the hit points back. Because doesn't it take
No,
away?
you can take temporary hit points and you'd still look as beat up as before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like, okay, I got you. Okay, I got you. Perfect.
All right.
So you guys gonna punch him?
Bentley, I'm all yours, baby.
Okay, but I'm short. You have to. I can't. Someone either has to lift me up or you have to bend down.
All right, I'll bend down. I'll get on your level.
Okay. I've never really punched anybody before. How do I do this?
You probably deal 1 point of damage.
You
What's your
hit him a
strength?
lot of times.
Zergo just goes over and like balls her fist up for her.
Okay.
Swing hard.
Wow.
I take a
Strength
willing
based damage. 1 point. Probably I would assume it's probably 1 point of damage.
And Jax is just like Valen. I can't hurt you, bro. I just really can't. Defender, just hit him a couple times. I'll have my iron defender walk over and just punch him like with an iron fist a couple times. I'm just gonna say 5
You
damage.
knocked
for
the
it.
fake mustache off of his face.
Actually, Vinny.
No, not my fake mustache. Is that 5 points of damage?
Your lips kind of
Yeah.
bloody, and then the mustache is like slightly.
God damn it! I
Your
thought I
lip is
glued
like
these-
slightly split, a little fat. Yeah,
Alright.
the mustache is sitting a little crooked on your fat lip.
All right, so Lays, your turn.
All right, I'm really sorry, Valen. And I'm gonna hit him with a produce flame because I want him to look real fucked up. And so I just want you to look like burned up, you know what I mean? And so like messed up. So I feel like that's probably the best way to do it.
Okay.
Oh man, I could have done it with an Eldritch Blast.
Well, I'm not gonna like. I just feel like that's the best way to make him like. Because if I just punch him, like I don't know, you know. But if I do produce flame, like, you know, you're gonna look all burned up and like, you know,
That's when Jax
Yeah,
pulls
so that's
up.
a D8.
it's two.
You do max damage because it's like willing. He's just kind of taking it, so it's 16
Yeah.
points.
Oh,
Fire
sorry,
damage.
bud.
It's all right. God,
You, gotta-
Lee.
like, you throw this ball of fire, kind of catches part of his like his top and his pants on fire, and he puts it out, but it looks seared and charred and worn. He gets kind
Oh,
of
I'm
burned
really
a little bit underneath the clothing.
I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you that much, but it looks really good.
Yeah, well, if I wanted to wax, I would have called you early. God damn.
I'm so sorry.
All right, Jax, it's your turn.
Well, the iron defender already hit you, man. I think I'm good.
Oh, that's right.
Soleil, before you guys go off, do you have like any shield spell at all? Or any
I
reaction?
do. I have the shield of shielding.
I only say that because I have a counter spell I want to give you guys, but I'm going to give it to Zergo because I don't think he has a reaction to use.
Yeah, I have shield.
Look, Zergo, if you guys don't end up using this, give this to me right back because I could use this later on, but I need you to be able to protect yourself and Soleil when you guys are going out there, and I'm worried the mage might end up sending some fireballs or something your way. Use this scroll of counterspell if you really need to, if the mage is trying to hit you with something. And I'm gonna hand Zergo the counterspell scroll.
Oh, okay.
I know you don't know a lot about magic, but just unravel this, and it should stop any magic that's coming your guys' way.
All right, Arlo, I'm ready for it.
How you feeling right now, Valen?
Don't shoot me in the face. My face.
Yeah, he pulls out his gun. He's like, all right.
I'll just use some punches. And you said it's max damage, right?
Yeah, he's willing, so it's
So,
just max
I'll
damage.
punch you twice. I can attack twice normally. Then I'll use Fury of Blows, which is 2 more hits.
Jesus Christ!
That's why I was like, why do you want the monk to go before the barbarian?
What's max damage
and
I
on
just
those
hit
punches?
hard. He hits more.
That's 38 damage.
Oh,
Dude, he's knocked out almost, bro.
Arlo comes in, he punches you like in the chin and then uppercuts you, and then like while you're in the air, he hits you like twice in the chest and then the gut, knocking the wind out of you. You feel your chin kind of go to the side, you're all dizzy, and while you're in the air and you got the wind knocked out of you, Arlo grabs you by the shirt, pulls you back down onto the ground, and then taps you on the shoulder.
Then he goes back to drinking. just starts drinking.
I cough up blood, and I'm like, okay, Zergo, I don't need any more. I'm at 1 HP. I'm good.
This-
And
Zergo
then
come
Zergo
up.
hits you, and Khan comes out and fucking eats you. And this did not go as planned.
Ruh-roh.
Uh-oh,
Zero come
yeah.
up, and
this better be like a DC 10 for this roll, man. He's fucked up, man. This is like we actually.
You actually
fucked
have
up.
1 HP.
Yeah.
You don't
I'm
actually have
done,
1
but-
HP, do you?
Yeah, I'm only going 1 HP. Yeah.
Oh my god,
That's
can I heal
hilarious.
you?
Yeah.
Oh no.
did we long rest?
Ew.
Yeah, I
Yeah, we
only have
did. We long rest.
I only have like 52 HP.
Oh my god. I'm so
Arlo
sorry.
just fucked him up, dude.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna cast Healing Word.
Arlo's drunk. It's the first thing in the morning. He's already wasted.
10
hippo
All right, you want me to
Healing.
hit you?
All right.
The hippo just was like, Itmon.
And then Jax does 2 sharpshooter shots. Just
Oh no.
We're
All right.
108 points of damage.
All right. I'm
Insta
good.
kill.
I cough up a
So,
little blood.
so
I'm like,
Valen, you limp back to the ship.
Yep.
oh, and as he's doing this, I want to get us in position, and I want to. And like during the long rest, I would have also made like a little like shield for us to have that would like make us like illusioned as we're like walking, kind of because I
Wait,
saw.
do you want me to put the invisibility powder on you, Jax?
No, because I'm not going by myself, but I have illusion crystals that we can put on the shields that we have that we're
Okay,
putting.
got it.
How
That'll-
much weight can that broom hold?
What
I
did you say?
think it's like 200 or 300 pounds.
It's 400 pounds.
I can't get on
400
that.
pounds.
How much do you weigh?
375.
Oh shit. I mean, you
I-
can by yourself, but yeah.
I'm a
Wait.
big, heavy boy.
Oh no. So Jack, should you and I ride it? Because you and I can definitely, unless me and Venley ride it.
I mean, we could do it, but I thought you were going up with Zergo. I mean, it could just be Zergo going up, but I could also go with you. I could actually go with you because I have Feather Fall. I could like that actually wouldn't be a bad idea if I went up with you guys.
Yeah, because you
Yeah,
could also
Zergo
take
fly.
shots from above.
Yeah, Zergo can fly. So why don't you come with me and then he can
Okay,
fly,
Zergo,
right?
Actually, quick question: are you able to carry my Iron Defender? I don't know what. Like,
Fuck
the-
yeah.
I don't know what the like in game like Iron Defender weight is or Steel Defender weight is.
I have a carrying capacity of 600, and I can push, pull, and lift 1,200.
I think that's enough.
Damn. That's pretty good. Yeah,
I only
that's
say
pretty
that
good.
the Iron Defender could ride on your back, and if it's not like a magical like fireball or something where it's like a deck save, it could use disadvantage on whatever attack goes to hit you. And then I can go up with Soleil, and we could just fly around near each other, and I can use Featherfall on us if we need to. The only thing I'll say is that then Valen, Venley, and Arlo would need to take over the ship by themselves with like the other parts of the crew. So it's just like we could do that. It's just, do we want to do that? Also, Solo could stay there, and I could take the broom myself or something. We could figure out other ways, but I don't know what you guys are thinking about that. But
Well-
tried it.
Well, what happens? So Valen, so I understand, and you're like the plan, everything goes flawlessly. Valen like deceives the hell out of these guys. Nat 20. He says they need help. They go to the top. Amadi and a couple people go to the top of the tower, and then you guys are at the top of the tower, and then you kill them, or you leave. You leave the top of the tower. Why do you have to go to the top of the tower? Couldn't you like fly?
You don't have to go to the top. Like honestly, this is why I could also do it. If I'm not wearing armor and if I have like the boots and I have like the cloak, I could have a sneak advantage and just sneak out of there and try to leave. Like, because we could do it that way too. It's just like we don't have to go to the top of the tower. We just have to sneak out. We're just trying to get the mage off of the ship so we can take it over and it's easier to take over the ship. And then we can just leave them on the island. It's kind of like our plan. So it doesn't have to be Soleil. It could be me if we want to do it that way. But what way do we think would be the easiest way? In your guys' perspective, I don't know. Because my guy can do
I'm trying to
stealth.
make
Not
sure I
lying.
understand the shenanigans.
There is not a
To be honest, I don't either.
there's not a path we could take where I'm not seeing us fighting at least 8 people.
Yeah.
I'm just worried about the mage. I just don't want to fight the mage because like supposedly the mage is like a lot stronger. That's why I'm trying to get him away. But
So we're thinking of fighting. I don't know how your crystals work, but if they're illusionary and they make it look like the environment behind them or something, some like cloaking style,
yeah,
Jack's on the broom with like beneath him a crystal where it just looks like it's sky above us. You could just take pot shots all day long.
Well, can I ask, is there any harm with us? Valen's already fucked up. If a few of us took Valen back to the ship and we're like, hey, we didn't get the crystal, right? Like anybody who's got good charisma, right? Just take him back and say, hey, we weren't able to get it. Can you take us back to shore and see if we don't have to fight? And then if it looks like things come to blows, then the crew is close by and can come help out.
quick thing because I think Soleil, like I actually really like that idea. Quick thing I'll need to add to that. It was just like let's say me and Soleil, because I know we could both fit on the broom. If we had the soul stone on us and we were just chilling up on the broom with like illusionary crystals on the bottom of it, and everyone else came back kind of beat up and fucked up and was like, the other people died. We didn't get the soul stone. Could you guys bring us to like the nearest island, which is like you said was only like a day away?
Yeah.
And then we could basically fly above or fly far away from the ship, basically tailing at me and Soleil with the soul stone, with the illusionary crystals like following them. I feel like that would be like pretty easy.
And then if we have to fight, we can. But if we don't have to, we can just tail behind.
Yeah.
I like that.
And the main
not
thing
to
is,
have a whole continent fucking have bounties on our heads right now.
Yeah,
No,
right? We wouldn't have an entire empire after us, potentially, which would be good.
and the best part about it is like the worst part about it was the mage. Like the mage could like detect any magic or it could detect anything about it. With this, like we won't have to like do that because we'll be like 300 feet away from the mage at all times, so we won't have to worry about him like ever. Like that would actually be. I think that's actually a really good idea.
So you two are dead, Soleil and Jax. You guys have died.
Yes.
The rest of you are all. You're gonna let Arlo 4-piece you real quick. Drop you down to like 1 or 2 HP. You're gonna be like, yeah, we fucked up. This is above our pay grade. Can you drop us off at Yamiye? And then he'll be like, yes, I got you.
Maybe.
Yes.
We do have gold. We do have a lot of gold, so like we can give him some gold, just like to be like, I'm sorry we didn't do it. Could you just like use this gold as like?
You did get like 15,000 gold. But how much you got? A shit ton. I forget how many gems you got.
Yeah, tell him to give
Can
us
we
gold.
just-
You lost 2 people. Man, he should give us gold.
Well, I'm just saying like if he won't like return us, if he's just like a dickhead. But I'm just saying like we could use that like if necessary.
There we go.
Okay, fuck it. We'll give you like 3,000 gems, 3,000 gold worth of gems. Just please bring us someplace with land.
We lost our friends. Everybody's dead.
Everyone just has a fake cry, just like we lost everyone. Just
All right, Arlo, start punching.
Arlo comes
Arlo's
back.
just beating the shit out of you guys in the woods off the side of Balak Island until all of you were at like 5 points of health. You all look battered and bruised. Soleil and Jax hop on the back of this broom. They use the illusion crystals to create the lack of their own appearance. They kind of blend into the background, whatever that may be at the time. As you guys approach the ship, is that the correct narration for what's about to happen? Arlo also punches
I
himself.
don't think Zergo will be at 5 HP. He'll fuck himself up, but not that much.
You're at very
shit-
low.
Just,
Arlo
just in
beats
case
you up
shit
enough.
does not go our way, be not ideal for the barbarian to be that low.
But you guys all drop your HP. Let's say 50%. You drop your HP down like 50%. So you're clearly battered and bruised. 2 of you are seemingly dead. As you guys approach back to Prince Sethlosen's ship. Is that right? Is that what we've decided? That's just fine. I'm just trying to make sure we're all on the same page.
Yes.
I just did 52 points of damage, so yeah. Fuck it.
Okay,
Where
cool.
Protect the ship.
Where's
I knew this
Valen?
whole time you were betraying us. You're fucked.
Where's Valen?
I think Valen in this plan is Valen is going to be the face with Zergo, Arlo, and Venli. And you're the one who has to sell the lie that Soleil and Jack, people are dead. This was fucked up in there. There's a demon. His dick was out. It's all bad.
Lots
I can
of
help. I can help.
I also gave you
Don't lie.
guidance. I also gave you guidance, and I just rolled a 4.
I'll give Venli a bardic inspiration. 1d8.
So you guys approach. The ship is still docked outside of where you had like a little lunch breakfast with that Wood Elven guard. And there is, it's freely accessible. As you approach, there are 2 guards at the end of the ship. And they see you approaching. One of them goes forward. And he's alarmed at your return. Nobody has, you already know, because the Prince Sethlosen told you nobody has actually gone into the tower and come back out. This Wood Elven guard, he looks alarmed at your appearance. You can tell that you're kind of beat up. And he says, come with me. Come with me. Let's get you aboard the ship. Hurry. Does anything follow you? How did you escape?
We just ran. It was chaotic. They 2 of our people are back there. I think they sacrificed themselves for us. We're just
They
trying
died. They died.
to. I hope they see that.
Bentley's just crying in the background. Like,
Just letting all the trauma out. She's like actually crying.
She's probably mentally thinking about the visions that she saw, and it's literally like, Hermione dies.
This Wood Elven guard says, come aboard the ship. We will get you treated. Hurry. And he takes you. The other one, as he kind of lets you go onto the ship, he lets you go in front. He says the other one, stay here, remain on guard. And then he follows you aboard the ship. And he would direct you to below deck, back to the cabins where your crew members still are. He would open the door. Let me think here. So you guys had several rooms in this ship. There's a whole kind of undercarriage to there's the second deck where all of the rooms are on this big Wood Elven regal boat. And I don't remember the actual arrangements for who stayed where, but I don't think in your current predicament he'd be too worried about that. He would just get you to the first room and put you in it and tell you to lie down, and he's going to send somebody to treat you, and then he would leave, and he would kind of get you guys spread out. There's 4 of you, so he'd put you into 2 different rooms. Each room has 2 different beds, and then he would skedaddle, and you guys are across the hallway from each other. you wouldn't actually know where you're. I mean, you would know that your crew members are on this ship. And when I say your crew members, I mean Gray, B and Bob, Harkin, Pepper, Violetta, those guys, Hatanabe. But you may not be privy to like where they are in this particular moment. The guard would tell you to go into those rooms and wait, and he'll send somebody to come and tend to you, and then he would kind of rush off. You'd probably have a minute or two, upwards of like between 2 minutes and 5 minutes, depending on response time here, until Amadi is going to show up. Is there anything that you do in that time before Amadi comes?
I'm gonna cast Intellect Fortress. Who is in the room with me?
I don't think he would separate you guys, but it could be anybody. You guys could separate into any way you want to.
I'll cast it on myself.
So there's 2 people to a room.
Yeah, I'll cast it on myself and Venley. So we're resistant to psychic damage, as well as we have advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws.
Nice. Just in case.
Just in case. I'll cast that at 3rd level.
So you do that, and then a couple minutes later, the like half-cracked door swings open, and Amadi comes in. And she kind of opens the door. She stands in the doorway. And instead of being like warm and receiving like that would oven guard was, the first thing she asks is, what happened inside the tower? How did you escape?
It was such a blur. I think they stayed behind, right? Jackson's away. They gave us time to get out.
They told us to run, and we ran. So that's what we did, and it was awful. It was like some demon, handsome fella. I'm not sure. He was very charismatic, but he was dangerous.
He made us see awful things.
He had a sausage out talking about making a
That wasn't the awful thing I was talking about, but that wasn't great.
Talking about an egg McMuffin. I wasn't ready for it.
She puts her hand up and says, "That's enough. You don't appear as though you're about to die. Can you rest this off and wait? I presume that you do not have the treasure as was previously agreed upon."
No, we don't have it. They might have it up there. I don't know. I think you should send some troops up there. I think we injured it or whatever it was, but Soleil and Jax are left behind. They were the last ones to grab it. They were the last ones to see it. So.
I will not permit another drop of the Kingsman's blood to be spilled inside of that tower. I'll send the prince. And she just turns, walks out of the room. And about this time you wait a little bit, 30 minutes-ish, before the door this time. You hear the knob turn, the door opens up, and Prince Sethlosen comes in the room. He says, "Oh, my dears, what? I'm so glad that you're safe, dear Valen. I'm so sorry that we sent. I can't express how impressed I am that you were able to escape. And I'm so sorry to hear about your friend's sacrifice. Are you okay? Can I get you something? Tea, coffee, wine, bread? I haven't checked on your friends yet, your companions. I hope that they're okay. I feel so incredibly guilty.
You think
I'm glad that you're safe.
You think I want fucking tea right now? Soleil and Jax are up there, and you guys are fucking following around here like it's a fucking tea party. Send somebody up there. Like, come on now. Like, we're out here. We sacrificed ourselves. Come on, send somebody up there.
I understand your frustration. Truly, I do. But I'm not permitted to send any more of my men.
Are you not the prince?
Are
you not the prince?
Could if you can.
I'm a prince, yes.
So, did you not have power over this ship, or is your mage or whatever her name is? Is she the commander of this ship?
If you could save them.
Unfortunately, in situations like this, the king would not permit it. It's we've already.
But are you the king? Or are you?
It's already been done. I can't do it.
Why not? Are you not the prince, or are you the king? Are you just the king's lackey? You gonna do everything the king said? He said,
I understand. I understand.
There's my friends back there. You just gonna let them die?
I'll come back in 10 minutes once you've calmed down. We're going to say things that we don't mean. You need 10 minutes to calm down. And he leaves the room and he closes the door.
Damn it.
We need to go to another island. They're just gonna follow.
Was I laying on too thick, Vanley?
Oh, we make them. We just if I don't know. I think maybe we act like we calm down and we'll be like, okay, if you can't do this, can you just take us to the next island so we can get help there?
Sethlosen crosses the hall, and you hear a click on the other side, and he goes into the room with Zergo and Arlo, and he says, excuse me, I don't really, I don't know either one of you. I'm very glad that you're safe. Your companions, I know that some unfortunate events have happened, and unfortunately, my hands are tied. I can't be of assistance to your friends, and Valen is very upset about this, and I understand that you may be too. But in the meantime, I can offer some wine or tea, coffee, even bread, meat. Is there anything I can get you to?
Zergo just looks up at him with like a disdain look. He's channeling the whole almost killing Jax. So he doesn't say anything. He just looks at him like, you need to leave.
Sethlosen says, okay, all right. I'll come back in a little bit of time to check up on you. Thank you again. And he closes the door. Very hastily.
Furniture in here, you'll hear it like slam against the wall.
Yeah, there's a ton of furniture. There's like the beds are in like nice beds. This isn't like this is a nice room. There's like dressers and there's like vanities. There's like a full closet stocked with like nice clothes.
Yeah, dresser gets thrown across the room.
They don't. It's fine. He lets it slide. It's all good. 10 minutes later, Sethlosen comes back. He knocks on your door, Valen. You hear like knock, knock, knock. Just little taps.
I've come down. I'm fine. I'm sorry. I was just.
He opens the door.
Angry.
No, I understand. I understand. It frustrates me too, but it's something that I've learned my station, and I can't overstep. And I understand why that may be frustrating. Bureaucracy, it's not fun. I understand. I appreciate your candor, but at the same time, I have to remain, for my own well-being, I have to remain in healthy spaces.
Well, I appreciate that.
Is there anything I can do for you, for your sacrifice, for your friends? I unfortunately, I'm not permitted to offer you our original agreement as it was not met, and at no fault to your own. The fact that you're still alive is amazing, and I'm very impressed. But be that as it may, there's only so much that I'm permitted to do. But I fully I appreciate you. I think that you're an amazing singer and songwriter. Your original songs that you sang brought a tear to my eye. I think Venley, you're an amazing. What instrument does Venley play?
A pan
Is it a flute?
flute.
Is it a pan flute? Do you play a pan flute?
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought so. Okay, I just wasn't sure. I was gonna say pan flute, and I was like, it's not a fucking pan flute.
No, it is.
You pay. Do people? You play an. You play.
Her
an
dad
amazing
made it
pan
for
flute.
her.
I've never heard anything like it. It was exquisite make. I could hear the mahogany. It's just beautiful. So I absolutely want to help you and your remaining friends.
All right. Well, if you're not going to send anybody back to the tower to help out Jackson and Soleil, I guess, can you just take us, drop us off on the next island? We'll figure out something from there. We're no use to you. I can't go on and fight again for this fucking rock or whatever the fuck it is. I'm done. My crew is done. If you just give us safe passage to the next island, I think that'd be better than tea or fucking alcohol or whatever you were offering before.
We do plan to set off to the west, but we can go across the channel to the nearest island and drop you off. I have no qualms with that. I think that that's just a small offering that I can provide. Are you sure you don't want some tea or wine? I think it might make you feel better.
No, don't want no tea.
I can't stomach anything right now. I don't know. It would just come right back up.
Well, I will have someone come and leave you some food. I will leave your friends some food. I think it's very important that we have to treat our bodies well. I know you're both very upset, but you have to keep going on living. Your friends did a great deed for you, and you should respect that and treat yourselves well. I'm going to go. I have a meeting in a few minutes, but you're both great, and thank you so much. I'm going to just go ahead, and he awkwardly closes the door.
And can I cast Sending to Soleil?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're in here, Rooster Egg, whatever it is. Our code words were before.
Rooster Egg.
I don't know.
Can I reply to the?
I like Rooster Egg. I like it. I think you should keep it.
Can I reply back to you, or is it a one-way sending spell?
I think it's.
I'm pretty sure it's two-way. Pretty sure. I think.
Yeah, you can reply back. Yeah,
Okay.
I used it as Rhea.
Okay. Copy. We're trailing behind. You didn't say it, I don't think, but I assume you're going to the island?
Yes, Rooster Egg. We're going to the island. Over and out. Eagle Falcon. Geronimo out.
What is a rooster egg? That's all you hear is just, what is a rooster egg? I don't.
No, honestly, I didn't even. You're totally right. Rooster Egg is not a thing. I would never even have call it that. I would have just let that go.
So I'll turn to Jax. Jax, it sounds like they're gonna cross the channel. We'll just follow kind of far behind. We'll stay, as far back as we need to, but we'll just follow them to the island and we'll rendezvous with them there. It sounds like they're okay for now.
Yeah, it works for me.
Right.
You will probably. This goes for. I do think that's Celine Jax. If you can, go ahead, Jax.
I was gonna say I want to tell Soleil something like outside of the sending stone. So I probably would have told her this beforehand, but I wanted to tell her something real quick.
Yeah. You're with her on the broom.
There's actually two things I wanted to tell her because
Okay.
I actually remember there was something last session I wanted to tell her about too, but like I never got the chance because we never got to talk like a little bit. The first thing I wanted to say that was like from a couple sessions ago. I was about to tell her like, look, Soleil, I can tell a little bit that you feel like I don't know. I could tell there's some sort of failure, some sort of guilt that's on your face a little bit. It's something I've dealt with for almost my whole life, and I feel like I've grown accustomed to that type of pain. And look, I've failed so much, and I failed so much that even my best friend died because of me. But it's really just depends on what you do in the future and what you end up doing for the future that really like just like depends and like shows your true character. So I mean that's why I push forward, and I really just wanted to say that like I see the good you're trying to do and the intent you're trying to do with all of this, and that's why I respect you so much. And other than Valen, like you're the one person I really trust in this crew, and Bentley too. But it's really due to that I really trust you. So I just wanted to let you know that.
Thank you. I'm struggling a little bit. I appreciate that just because I feel like if I feel like you guys are my people now. I want to keep you safe, and I'm worried about our other party on the ship now, but it sounds like they're okay, and I trust you too. So hopefully we can, at some point we'll get back to the others, but thank you.
Yeah, and honestly, you're a great addition to the crew. So we really like you having here. The second thing I wanted to tell you though, because I really do understand what you and Bentley are saying. Okay, fuck you, narrator down this guy. I hear you laughing. But I really get what you and Bentley are saying about trusting like other people with this soul stone. And the more I hear about the Pirate King, the less I kind of trust him. Like I've heard a lot about Abitash through the Marines, and she seems like a trustworthy individual. But I mean, my father, he's a high officer in the Marines, and I don't trust him at all. So I truly get not trusting people in the Marines, not trusting these higher officials. If there's any way that we can talk to my brother, I feel like that would be a great way for us to do this. I know for a fact that he really wants what's best. I feel like if I'm able to relay this information off to him, he will truly try to do what's best in the Marines, like for us, and he will find the right person for us to find. So if you can help me try to find my brother and try to find this person that we can talk to, I feel like that would be the best course of action. But I don't know. I feel like trusting us with it might not be the best way to go about it, unless maybe Khan leaves Zergo or we figure out like all these other different situations. But as of now, I'm just a little worried about our current situation.
Yeah, I'm worried too, but I felt very encouraged. He gave me the Khan stone, to hold on to, and we have the other stone. So I feel like if he seems very willing to work with us. I think he's just as worried about us. He wants to protect us. I think he has the right intention. He thought he was doing the right thing, which I can totally understand. So I think we're okay for now. But yeah, if we can talk to your brother and figure out what to do with these stones, because I feel like that's an even bigger thing, because it sounds like, especially putting them all together, sounds like there may be a power struggle there with all the stones. So we might just want to keep an eye as we maybe collect more or figure out what we want to do with it. But for now, I'll keep it tucked into my ear. Hopefully no one will know it's there, and we'll just try to keep it safe for now.
I will say I do feel a lot better with Zergo, with the whole thing we talked to him about. I will say though, like with the whole thing with Valen and Venley, we truly don't know like the full contracts of their pact. So their packs are a little more scary. I'm a little scared about like those packs. But the nice part about Zergo is that we know that he can drop it whenever he kind of wants to. But
Yeah, Valen, have you seen his face get all messed up? Like all black and sort of strange?
I mean, I was there when he killed the guy. I kind of was a part of it. I was trying to dissuade him throughout most of the night, but it really was kind of a slippery slope. Like as things kind of went on, like it was hard to control like all the actions that happened. But yeah, I've noticed like as the patron is like he used to be like the most reasonable person of the crew. Like you don't know Captain Jet yet. Like you probably think that Valen's crazy with the broom and pulling people's pants down, but he was the most understandable person of the crew, and Captain Jet was the crazy person. And now kind of the roles have switched.
You know, that was the wildest thing I've ever seen, right? Was a dead guy with his pants down, and that was the wildest thing I've ever seen. And then we just had to run, you know. But Valen seems like I think he's a good person. It just seems like it doesn't seem like it's always him, you know. It just seems like whatever the pact is or whatever's going on. So I think we need to keep an eye on him, but I think he's also trying to do the right thing. And Venli is the sweetest person I've ever met. I'm not worried about Venli one bit.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you this story. I used to be very scared about a lot of things, and I haven't really told a lot of people this, but I don't know. Like I kind of put up a persona of being very stoic and not trying to show a lot of emotions. But I was very surprised and very stunned when I saw Valen doing that, and I don't know. I really hope this crew gets back on track, and I feel like you're gonna be a big reason for that if we do end up getting back on track. So I really just hope Venli doesn't end up going out of whack because of all the visions she saw with her father, and we just gotta make sure that we keep the crew all in check with all this stuff. But I don't know. I really trust you, and just make sure you keep Valen and me and Venli all in check and everything. And yeah, I appreciate you being here though.
Well, thank you. I think as long as Venli and I can just pick up rocks and put them together, I think everything will be okay. Because we play in the dirt very nicely together. I knew that we would be okay. So I think we'll be okay. But thank you. I'm happy to be here too.
Prince Sethlosen returns after a few hours and leaves some food by the door, and he does like a little knock. But then he leaves. He doesn't stick around. And shortly after he's dropped off that food, you could try to stop him if you wanted to, but he's just going to leave the food and go. Shortly after he leaves, the ship sets sail. You guys start following it. Now, Jax and Soleil, the trip is going to take a day. So in order to follow it, you will have to take a level of exhaustion. You won't be able to take a long rest on the broom.
Quick question. Can we switch shifts on the broom? Or is that not possible?
I don't think that like sleeping on the broom is like a reasonable. I mean, I don't think an acrobatics check. You gotta like hug Soleil, like you're snoring and like
hold on.
Yeah. Can I build something?
Like a hammock.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so because it would affect the. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I also have enhance reduce. I could reduce Soleil and make her smaller. If that makes it easier. I don't know if that makes it easier.
She would go from medium to small, and I still think maybe if you made her tiny, maybe if you made her, if you could, if
little tiny
she could
bunny
be,
person.
if you could make her,
You'd be like this tall.
Is she already small? Like, isn't she already kind of small?
no, she's like 7 feet tall.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, she's a tall ass bunny person.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I thought she was like 3 feet. Oh my god!
No, she's tall as shit. Yeah.
Never
That's
mind.
why that's why she's like 160, 170 pounds because she's.
That is true. That is true.
Her race, the Bajaran, are like very tall and skinny and lithe. Like they're very very long. You could use reduce and make her small, but then she'd still be like a halfling, and I don't think that I would let Venli.
What if I made the broom bigger?
Can she transform?
That seems. I mean, maybe you can make the broom large. I still don't think because then you're still sitting. I would actually say that if you make it bigger, it's going to be even more awkward. You make this broom bigger, and now you're sitting on it. Funny, your legs are all spread apart. You're not like locked in there. I think you got to just take the level of exhaustion.
That's fine. Honestly, that's fine. We'll do it.
If you were to enlarge the broom, plus it enlarge probably only lasts for. I got to go check the spell, but it probably ain't that long. Probably like a minute or something like that. So. What were you gonna say, Zergo?
Oh, nothing. I was just saying, if you enlarge the broom, it's like probably trying to like rattle a semi in the air.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, exactly. It'd be like a log, like that thick red. This weird. Good luck hiding that too. They're gonna be like, there's a person flying on a gigantic broom behind us.
Well, and that is true. Like the gems.
Should I be
would not-
concerned about that?
Yeah, that is true. We'll just take the exhaustion. Fuck it.
Also, I didn't
Arlo,
mention it, but I want to make sure Kiwi's on the boat. Kiwi's on the ship.
Nice.
Oh, another thing
I
that
did not leave Kiwi behind again.
another thing that has to happen, like canonically.
She walks on water. I would have had Kiwi follow the boat. But
The
you
Iron
brought her on the ship.
For that.
The Iron Defender has to be with Zergo, and I'm gonna say the Homunculus Servants with Artlo. I'm just gonna say that because they can't fly with us because of weight reasons.
You guys, the boat crosses the channel. You guys follow it. It takes about a full day. You guys do get a long rest. Prince Sethlosen stops far enough away where he can lower a boat in and send you guys to the shore. Is there anything that you guys would want from him before you leave the boat?
I can't think of anything.
He would just tell you, Valen, it was a pleasure meeting you. I wish you luck on all of your future endeavors. And I'm sorry that I couldn't be of more aid to you. And I'm very sorry about your friends.
I appreciate that, young prince. I hope when we meet again, it's in better circumstances. Bid you do.
That would be nice. That would be nice. You guys get into the boats. You head to the coast of Yamiye. As you get onto the coast of Yamiye, you see like lush jungles. You're on the north side of Yamiye. You see like lush jungles. And you know from your previous history check that the city of Greyport, it's a small trade city. It's on the other side of the island. It's a relatively small island. It's probably a few days' journey from one side to the other. In the middle of the island, you can see it as you approach the island, even like, you know, if you were on the deck looking at the island as you got closer. There is a large mountain that rises up out of the jungles that kind of almost pierces up into the clouds, and you can see water kind of streaming down the sides. Like these waterfalls that are cascading from above. It has this like kind of sheer face. It kind of goes up and then it just kind of goes straight up like this column rising up out of the island. As you guys get to shore, eventually Soleil and Jax join you on the coast. Your friends, B, Bob, Harkin, Pepper, and Violetta, and Hatanabe all come with you to the coast of Yamiye. And that's where we'll begin our next adventure. However, I do want to do one thing. Zergo, you do not. This isn't a bad thing, or maybe it is. This is up for your own interpretation. Khan, you do not feel connected to Khan.
Ooh.
At no point over the 24 hours does he ask you about being hungry. Does he quip? Does he say anything?
Oh boy.
And that was since I took the stone or before that?
This has been, well, it'd be since you took the stone. Yeah, it'd be since you guys took the stone, since you had that conversation with Zergo. You have not had any interaction with Khan. Usually you can kind of feel him, like you know he's there, or he's very active and he's like literally ignoring you, you know, especially over a whole day. At some point he's going to be like, hey, give me that ham that you're eating. Like, I know there's ham on that plate. Give me the ham. He didn't do any of that. He has been inactive. Arlo,
Okay.
you sent a message and you will get a response, but we'll do that in Discord as you requested. And is there any? We have 2 minutes. Actually, we don't. I could have sworn it just said 11:28. I don't know where those 2 minutes just vanished into. Is there anything any of you guys have any questions about, or anything before we do our next session, where you guys will do whatever you want to do? But the town
This is quick.
of Greyport is to the south 2 days. And there is this like weird column mountain structure in the center of this island. Those are the two like points of interest right now.
Hey, Peyton, can I ask you a question? How many
No.
crystals do I have? How many crystals do I have?
How many crystals? Oh God, no! Don't get. I don't want 2 of you.
How long will it take to make?
Automatic question.
I feel like Connor actually has a question,
He does. I think.
and now he's like, "Oh fuck."
I actually don't remember it. Funny part about it. I wish I did. This makes it worse that I don't remember it, actually.
All right, cool. Great session, guys.
Well, I'm excited to venture across.
I'm
this
glad
island with you guys.
I'm glad we all
Maybe.
didn't die on the boat.
I can't believe that worked.
That worked.
I love that you guys had this like very complicated plan to like do all this
Steal the boat?
shit.
That would have
It was-
been that would
I
have
was
been like
who's
one of the
doing
roughest
what? Why are
fights
you
we've
doing
ever
it?
been a part of.
Yeah, I was worried about that.
Like their action
It would've been
economy
way
versus
worse than
ours.
Harpy Mommy.
Yeah. Or the like demons with the sword and shit. Like, oh my god.
This like elf
14
boat is
people.
the thing that puts down the party.
Mhm.
Now you never like attack the MP if you're playing like Baldur's Gate or Divinity or some other strategic RPG game, you can go and kill like a dragon, go back to town, and then just get decked by the 19 guards that are all hanging out that all aggro on you when you hit one of them.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Thank you guys. I will see you in a week. I will correspond. I gotta send Arlo a message.
Bye, buddy.
Yeah. You guys have a good night. Thank you so much.
Take care, everyone.
Right.
Later.